Hey, everybody, and welcome to another outstanding, fantastic, you know what we do, elevating stream called the Suzette Speak Show right here on YouTube. If you're watching me on my partner platforms, welcome. I'm wonderfully, what should I say? I'm really, really excited, as you can tell, to be here with you guys today. Drop a comment. I have a wonderful guest, is what I meant to say, that is coming up today as we get ready for the new year. I'm kind of hype. I'm kind of feeling myself. And I want to just introduce her and allow her to do what she does best. She's a coach, she's a woman's empowerment advocate, and she is a person that is going to talk to us about our subject matter for today, which is what, y'all? Y'all read the title. It is making sure you leave what? Those insecurities behind in 2021. Many of us are moving in a spirit of being insecure, and I wanted to address it because I'm one of those people. Oftentimes I feel insecure. Oftentimes I feel like I don't have what it takes. Oftentimes I'm looking in the mirror and I kind of believe the woman in the mirror could do it. And I kind of believe she can't. So I want to explore this topic a little bit more. I want to offer, my special guests experience, wisdom as a coach. Hey, y'all, drop a comment. Let me know you're watching. I see y'all. Thank you for joining the stream. For first and foremost, I'm really hyped. Let me calm down because it's been a while since I've done a live stream. I've been on vacation, first and foremost. I've been enjoying a little time off because with the holiday season, it's always good to unplug, relax, get ourselves, recharged and ready for 2022. However, you sometimes lose contact with some of the most important people because they don't see you, and that would be you, my audience. Y'all are like, hey, what is she up to? But everybody needs time to regenerate. Everybody needs time to kind of just disconnect and find peace of mind, and just feel a sense of renewal. So that's what I've been doing. I haven't been too much on the, hey guys, I see you in the comments. Drop a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. I haven't been too much on the live streaming. We'll be back in full effect January. Don't y'all sleep on me. We're going to be back in full effect. We have a lot of people that we want to talk to share their stories, to share their nuggets of truth, their wisdom, their life lessons with each and every one of you. So for those of you who are watching for the first time, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Suzette Speaks. I'm a TV host and attorney. Let me give y'all the banner. Why not? I'm getting better at this. I got to welcome everybody because there are new people watching, whether you're watching on the sister platforms on Facebook or on my YouTube channel. Welcome. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And I hope you will consider, joining my community here on YouTube. So what is my community about? Well, the Suzette Speaks platform is one I hope to use to elevate, educate, and enlighten people. I find that there are some water cooler conversations no longer happening. And I don't mean on the gossip side. This is not really like entertainment. I guess you could call it edutainment in a way. But this is a platform I hope to use to open our eyes to the deeper issues, the deeper problems, the deeper challenges that we as human beings face on this journey called life. I'm talking about the emotional. I'm talking about the spiritual. I'm talking about the mental or psychological challenges that we have. And when we are adulting, there's oftentimes this pressure, whether it's from work, whether it's from relationships, whether it's from parenting or any other role that we have. We oftentimes carry a lot within us that we can't readily share. We oftentimes are pushing feelings beneath the surface, only to have them explode on us one day when it's the least opportune time. So instead of doing that, I want to use this platform to help address the issues of life that many of us, men and women, encounter just by living. If you are above the age of 18, you probably, and sometimes I can't even say that because many people nowadays have a lot of challenges early in life. But I'm just saying that if you're a person that has lived any modicum of time, you have endured some degree of difficulty, some degree of mental challenge, like I said, relational challenge, spiritual challenge. And if you do not have mentorship, if you do not have a circle where you can release and process those challenges, I want to welcome you to my community because that's what we do here. We hopefully allow you a safe space where you can open up about things that have been challenging to you And I try to pick introspective topics that help us examine our own selves. I find that many times we were looking to other people to change. We are looking to other people for answers. We're looking to other people to get themselves together and get it right. But if we don't start with that woman in the mirror, with that man in the mirror, I humbly submit to you that nothing is going to change, both for us in our own lives individually or in the world around us. A lot of us need that internal work. We need time to rebuild those injured areas of our soul, of our spirit, of our mental spaces that have been challenged, that have been broken, that have been injured in some way. And I hope that I bring you people that can enlighten you about those challenges, how to process those challenges, how to give in spite of those challenges, how to reopen one's mind, one's heart, one's spirit in terms of their own, which I say, lives and relationships, and hopefully, build back or put yourself together again in a more healthy, more loving, and less injured way. That's really what we're doing here. So that was a roundabout way of saying welcome. I'm Suzette Speaks. Y'all drop a comment. Y'all hit the like button. Let me know where you're watching from. I see you. I see all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're watching on YouTube, you know what to do. Hit the like. Thank you very much. Hit the subscribe button as well. Welcome to the folks watching me on my sister platforms on Facebook. I want to welcome you. It's that time of year, y'all. End of year. What y'all doing? Y'all resoluting? Y'all making resolutions or what? I'm going to be doing another stream for my Patreon. Did y'all know I have a Patreon? I hope y'all know. I have a Patreon community, exclusive content. We're going to get deeper than what you see here on YouTube. We're going to hopefully make it conversational as it builds a smaller number now. But I know people keep saying to me, Suzette, I got you in January. I got you in February. It's whatever. But I'm going to be doing some New Year's reflections tomorrow or Saturday for my Patreon. So if you are interested in this kind of self-development, mental health awareness, improving oneself from the inside out, if you like that type of conversation and that type of work, come join me. Go to patreon.com / I think I got a banner for it. Patreon.com. Here we go. / Suzette Speaks to get to know me a little bit better. I'm going to be leaving a lot more personal which I say, stories and information out on Patreon that I'm not ready to tell here. So if you want more of a deep dive in a small group, please consider joining me over on Patreon. All right. So I have a special lady here waiting. She is a coach. She has a phenomenal following herself. We got to know each other really by watching each other on Facebook. Isn't this crazy? This is the world we live in, but I love Facebook for that reason. And I love social media for that reason, because it connects you with all kinds of people that you wouldn't have the fortune of meeting in real life, because you run in different circles and we are all isolated right now. So when I saw what she was posting and I see that she coaches women and she helps people kind of get their lives together, I reached out and she was like, heck yeah, girl. And we were supposed to do it last week, but y'all know it was kind of crazy. I ended up going to Tampa. And she was like, girl, I had gone out. We were coordinating, but we weren't really coordinating. So this week we was really coordinating. So she's ready, pumped up to talk a little bit about this subject matter. Y'all ready? We're going to talk about insecurities today. Ooh wee, y'all got insecurities? Ooh wee, I do. And as I always tell you, I pick topics that I'm first trying to work out in my own life. I pick topics that, press my buttons, that make me uncomfortable and speak to me. So when I thought about what we're going to do with the new year, yes, people talk about resolutions and stuff like that, but I'm more concerned this year. I don't know about y'all. I'm more concerned this year with what I'm going to leave behind. Who's with me? What are you leaving behind? We thought we had a break. Y'all saw 2020 roll off around, and then 2021, y'all thought we had a break. We had a whole vaccine and all that. Y'all still going through drama. Drop a comment. We still dealing with drama. Oh my God. My heart goes out to all those who lost loved ones in the pandemic, through every other reason. My heart goes out to you. I did a New Year's. I haven't done my New Year's show yet. I did a Christmas show because of that, because there's so many people that are lonely, living alone. Sometimes y'all live with people, y'all still lonely, but I'm not going to step on toes just yet, okay? Go ahead and support. Hit the like button. Drop a comment. Every time you share, likes, comment, you help me be seen. The algorithm rewards activity and interaction. I'm gonna read the comments. Y'all drop a comment. Tell me where y'all watching from. Felt like coming on today because I was interested not only in what this woman had to say. This is my first time really meeting her, so we'll get to know each other. You'll see it here. Another woman after my own heart, wanting to uplift and empower others, wanting others to walk in their power, to stop living with insecurity. Who's with me? Y'all got insecurities or y'all got it together? What's up? What's up? Y'all got it all together? No more insecurities? It's beautiful. Can I just say, it's beautiful to witness people who are fully secure in who they are, secure with how God made them, secure within their relationship with God first, but relationship with who they are. You ever seen some real secure people that's not worried about what other people got to say about them and believe in themselves? I'm talking about truly believe in themselves, believe they could do anything. Have you met a person like this who really believes that they could do anything if they put their mind to it? Are you a person like that? Are you still working on it? Hello, I'm still working on it. Because there's so much in me that I feel like I could be doing and should be doing. And then there are other times where, let's call it that imposter syndrome comes up where you feel like, can I really do it? Or I messed up this one time. Y'all remember in the past too much. I messed up this one time. And so I have doubted every other time someone has presented me this opportunity, or I have not ventured to create the opportunity for myself because I'm looking back instead of looking forward. We're going to talk about it today. Y'all going into 2022 with the insecurities? Are we doing that? Well, today's show, we're going to try to help alleviate and help address those very things that I think, particularly for women and men who are watching. What's up, y'all? My brother is holding me up. Thank you. I want to address you too. You guys know that I've been doing it for the ladies in real life. This is what my background is. I've been doing empowerment workshops, seminars, conferences, particularly for women over the last 3 or so years. So here I am on YouTube. I have a wider audience, right? A diverse audience. And I realized my dudes, my gentlemen, oftentimes face the very same things that we women face. So do guys have insecurities too? Is that a thing? Hold up, I'm gonna read these comments. Y'all drop the likes, get the lights up on her. I'm bringing her up until the likes go up, corresponding with the people watching. Okay, please get the likes up. I'm gonna say what's up to my people in the chat in the meantime. Again, welcome. My name again is Suzette Speaks. This is the Suzette Speaks show, my channel on YouTube where I offer self-development, personal development, and mental health topics each and every week. Y'all gonna see me in the new year. My plan is to go Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I think I could keep that. It's a lot of work finding guests, vetting them, and having people with actually something to say. Y'all can show some love. Y'all know I'm monetized. Y'all can show some love. Hit me with a super chat. A girl will not say no. Thank you very much for those. You're going to see a new background in January, thanks to all those who have been supporting. Thank you. To all those who gave Cash App, all those who gave super chats. Thank you. Thank you. All my Patreon, thank you. We're trying to build this. I want to do this for a living, y'all. What's up? So hopefully we'll see if you enjoy it, if you find value in it, and if you support it, where we can take this thing. So I'm appreciative of each and every one of you watching. I appreciate if you're watching the replay, hit the like button. I love y'all, and y'all can support. Y'all see the Cash App. Well, like I said, before I bring my guest on, I wanted to address topics that, again, are very much real to me and affect me. Insecurity. Insecurity in dating, insecurity in business, insecurity in, what I say, different relationships. For me, because I've been hurt before in terms of friendships, y'all don't know. I don't really let too many people in my circle. Y'all know that? I don't really too much mess with a lot of different type of people. I used to a lot. But hurt and pain, makes you risk averse and sometimes to your detriment, because there could be a woman that could bless you with friendship, or a guy could be another business venture that could bless you, but you've been burnt. Could be you failed just on your own trying on, whatever journey, entrepreneurial or otherwise. And now you don't know if you could really do it. People tell you, you're talented. You're actually amazing at what you do. But you've been sneaking, you've been tipping. You don't really want to do it. You don't really want to push and go the 100 miles. You don't want to give it 100%. You actually want to stay on the sideline, if truth be told, but you try to look like you're trying because your friends keep asking you about it. Oh gosh, shoot, who am I talking about? Am I talking about myself? Oh my gosh. Because they're going to keep asking you because you told them your business, but now you regret telling them your business because you don't really know if you go. Come on, drop a comment. Drop a comment. Let me read some of these comments before I bring my guests on. Y'all, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please let me know where you're watching from. Thank you guys for being here. Good to see you too, Gaston. You were my early bird. First and foremost in the chat, welcome Gaston's World. He is a fantastic YouTuber. He's been busy this last month. I've seen phenomenal growth. I think he's grown by over 200 new subscribers. Proud of you, bruh. And he's one of my fantastic moderators. Check him out, Gaston's World. You see him right there. Hey, Willie, thank you for coming through. Willie Waka Whistle. I love your name. You think it's the glow? I wanted to put on a yellow. I felt like sunshine today. So put on a little yellow. Hey, Doug, what's up to one of my Patreon members? What's up, Doug? Thank you for showing so much support. I appreciate you so very much. Thank you so much. I'll recognize a few more folks before I bring in my guests. Thank you very much. Sunbreeze, how are you? Until the new year, are you ready? We have until, I know. We got a lot more issues than time right now, so I understand. We're going to do our best today. We're going to talk a little bit about it. We're going to unpack why, we stop ourselves and other people can see your power. Other people can see your potential, but do you see your potential? Do you see your own power? And are you ready to walk in it? We're going to talk about it. What's up, y'all? Salute to all of the chat. Oh, Tashav, what's up? Hello, Sunshine. Thank you for being here. Thanks for coming through. Appreciate you. One of my day ones. Thank you so much for watching. Simon Hectic is in the building. Big up all my UK. Massive. My second biggest audience is in the UK. Thank you. All those watching from across the pond. Big up yourself. Thank you, Simon, for being here. Appreciate you. What's going on? Tiff with the T. I see you in the chat, my darling. Welcome. Hope you had a wonderful holiday. I've been enjoying it. I was going to go out on the water today. I knew I had to show, and I was like, Lord, I have to wait to do my beach day another day. So don't worry. I'll catch one more beach day before we get back into the regular scheduled programs next week. But I really want to dip in that water. I really do. Thank you, Sunbreeze. It's a breath of fresh air watching and participating in the chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Bay Area in the building. Y'all get them likes up. Hit the like so I can bring my guest up. Thank you, Invisible Car. Welcome. Nice to see you here. Watching from ATL says Gaston's World. ATL in the building. Sunbreeze, what do you say? Insecurities. What does that mean? Well, we'll define our terms. That's always important when you come into an intellectual discussion. We want to know what you're talking about, so we'll get to it. But I think we have a general sense of what insecurities are, because most people, if we can examine our own self, I'm not going to say what's for me or you know for you, and I'll know for myself. But there are times where I look at decisions I've made and I have not made them feeling completely empowered. I've made them more out of fear of repeating a mistake, fear of not trusting myself, because I've had, what I would deem a misjudgment, but it's not really a misjudgment, because oftentimes people lie really good. People present their best selves. And oftentimes, if you're a trusting person, you might just believe what they said because you expect people to treat you as you treat them. But that's not to say that you may not meet someone that has like a total different, what they call it, motive than what you had, and you get hurt and you maybe lose money or whatever, fill in the blank. And oftentimes these little marks, these traumas leave us in a place of feeling insecure, like we are not enough, we're not complete, we don't have the ability, there's something about us that is not prepared enough, that is not ready enough, that won't be liked enough. There's all types of ways in which insecurity kind of manifests in our lives. So we're going to talk about how do we get rid of them? Because one thing, when I spoke to my guest as we prepared, she was like, let me just talk about insecurities. That's what I find when I coach people. That's what they be on. They don't move because of the insecurity. They've always had, once you're injured, Once you've entered the football game of life, you're gonna get ran over a couple times. And does that leave a mark on you? Does that have you feeling like you're not good enough, that you're not strong enough, that you don't have the money, that you're not the type of person that can, be successful in whatever way, fill in the blank? So we're going to talk about how to leave insecurities behind in 2022. Y'all ready? Let's go. OG Patrice in the building. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Oh, Gaston says, man, I'm so insecure. Working on it, though. I hear you. Thanks for being open. Thanks for sharing that. Because a lot of people cannot admit that. Some of the most looking together people are some of the most insecure people in life. And you don't realize it until you get close to them. And then there's a little competition and it's a little, it's a little off. And you're like, whoa, I thought you was in love with you. Instead, you watching me trying to, make me the measuring stick of success, your success, right? That can get very uncomfortable very quickly. Somebody says, I have insecurities. When my loved ones feel below the weather, I don't know how to really talk but listen. Interesting. I hear you. I see you. Peanut butter. No, just peanut jelly. Dindy says, I have associates for now. I've had so many insecurities about friendships. Trust and believe that. Hey, Kiva Wagwan, how are you? Another fantastic Patreon member. Thank you for your support and for being with me on this journey. Thank you, TTOO. Good energy as always. Color fits your energy. Thank you. That's what I was on. I felt bright today. I was like, Lord, as I prayed all week about getting ready for 2022, God, let me just be not only in alignment with you, but more sure of myself, more sure of what I want. And knowing that kind of faith of knowing that you're going to get it, even though right now the process is slow. That's really what I want. I want to just, completion is a word that's in my spirit for 2022, and do it afraid. We talked about that last week. So I'm really in that mindset. I teach people this, and I'm in my own way trying to apply that for real. What's up, Willie? So I noticed that light-skinned women like yellow. That's what it ain't about that. Come on now. Yellow goes with every melanin, actually. Dark to light. We all look good in it. What's up, y'all? Hey, Rose. Nice to see you. All right, without further ado, we got some work to do. We're going to talk insecurities, but first and foremost, I'm going to welcome my guest. She's going to introduce herself, and then we're going to get to know each other. And I hope you guys will welcome her and pose good questions. And, your comments and feedback are always welcome. That's what it's about. This is about a community. Anyway, without further ado, welcome now to the Suzette. Y'all ready for that kind of announcer voice? Welcome now to the Suzette Speaks Show for the very first time. My sister, Miss Candra Ward. How are you?
Hello. Hi,
How
guys.
you doing? We got almost like the same hair.
I should have wore yellow. I
I know, right? Let them know. How you doing, sweetheart?
I am wonderful. How about you?
Good. You're looking great.
Thank
Fantabulous.
you.
Welcome her, y'all. I'm so happy to have you here. I know it's a holiday week. We've been out traveling. You just got back from traveling. I'm grateful that you're here, that you are now, a part of the Suzette Speaks community, and just wanted to hear your thoughts on today to give our audience some encouragement and a little bit of a roadmap on what to do when they are dealing with insecurities. But before we get to that, please introduce yourself to the people, and welcome to you again, my darling.
Before I introduce myself, I just want to say thank you. Like, your intro was absolutely phenomenal. And first of all, what you were speaking to your audience about while I was backstage, I'm back there like, yes, I'm like cheering you on. So thank you for having me. I am super, super excited about today.
Absolutely.
So my name is Candra Ward, and I am a life and business coach, and I'm also a book coach. God gave me a movement for 2022. So what I'm going to do for 2022, I have a mission to teach 150 plus. My goal is 200 women how to tell their story and put it in a book. So I am going to be authoring 200 women this year. So I'm super, super excited about that. But what I really do is, as you see my shirt, Rise, Reposition, and Rebuild. So I help women to rebuild their life and business after major setbacks. It's something similar to what you were talking about as far as, the insecurities about relationships and just life in general. So I'm super excited to be here. I'm an author of 19 books, 10 paperback published, and the rest of them are ebooks. And I teach my students and clients how to write books and create high-end coaching programs from their books. So thank you for having me.
Okay, wow. All right, she busy, y'all. Y'all welcome her. It's actually quite fitting because I think there are a lot of people holding themselves back from writing books just in case we are curious about, our own story and whether we have value in our story, will people find value in our story, all that good stuff goes back to insecurity. So, tell us about what you do when it comes to, so you say you're a book coach, life coach. So, and you deal with mostly women, correct?
Yes. I have
Um,
some men that trinkle here and there, but
yes. So tell us what your typical client is dealing with when it comes to, they seek your advice, they seek your help, and they're like, I want to do this, but give us a typical scenario of what you've seen over the years when trying to help people, become their best selves and achieve their goals. What are some of the excuses, and what is the typical prototype of what that sounds like for a person who's not yet going after their goals?
well, let me go back a little bit. So, I am originally from the beauty industry. So, I have been a licensed cosmetologist for over 6 years, 27 years. I originally owned and operated a hair salon in Philadelphia before I moved to South Florida. So, when I left the hair industry, I moved to South Florida, had a baby, got married, and all that good stuff. And I was trying to get back into the hair industry, but it just wasn't working out that way. God was shifting me into the teaching and the coaching space. So when I started coaching and teaching, of course, all of my clients and students were hairstylists. So back then, I was teaching them how to start their beauty industry, but like their beauty salons, how to open up their beauty salons and create workflow spaces inside of the salon. But then I ventured on to the digital space because, Facebook Live came, everybody started getting online. I'm great with branding and things of that nature and creativity. So I was teaching my beauty students and my beauty clients how to come from behind the chair and teach what they know. So, what I found, to answer your question directly, what I found was the majority of the people that were coming to me to seek my help, they were tired of standing behind their chair and they were looking for their next. I found that a lot of them were like, I'm just doing hair now just to keep my bills paid, this is all I know how to do. The gift that I was given, that I was blessed with, was I'm great at helping people to pull their story out. I'm great at helping people to see what their purpose is, to see how to use and monetize their expertise and their experiences. So I started by teaching them how to create coaching programs and digital products. But fast forward, as I mentioned, God put a mandate on me for this year of 2022 to teach people how to tell their stories in fullness and put them into books. A lot of women that I come across, and even some men, they're afraid to tell their story. They have insecurities about telling what happened to them, and it doesn't necessarily always have to be something negative. When we talk about telling stories, we always talk about molestation or this horrible life. It can be something really great that can bless somebody else once they tell their story. So that's pretty much the majority of people that I've run across. They're at this crossroads, like, what's next for me? I don't know what to do. Actually, why am I even here? Why was I born? What's my purpose? All I've known was to go to sleep, wake up, brush my teeth, go to work, and start the process all over again. What am I supposed to be doing? So this is where I come in at.
I see you, sis. I'm just making one quick change to the video. I see my moderator, thank you, Gaston, told me that the video is not monetized. So I'm sorry. I was in the middle of changing that to monetization so people can leave super chats if they
Oh
can.
no, that's
But
okay.
I'm sorry. You know how we got to take care of that. We got to
Yeah,
take care of that. But let
definitely.
me come on back over. Sorry if you guys are trying to leave some a gift or something. I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to fix that. Quick reset. Welcome, Suzette Speaks here with my special guest today, Miss Candra Ward. She just started explaining that she has beauty industry background. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And she has a gift for coaching people into becoming the leader, the teacher, the coach, the person that now shares their expertise with other people. So I'm really excited about that. I think a lot of people want to do it but don't know how. So here she is, y'all. Yes, the chat is saying your story has value at every step. I will agree 100%. That's why I love telling them and I love listening to them, because I always listen to, I think it's something about a story that human beings are pre-wired to
Yeah.
really connect with. From
Yeah.
the Bible on over and from many other, faith books, stories are so powerful, right? And they stick with us. They stick to our spirit in a way that reading about that, the instructions don't do. But someone else's journey doing the same thing can revolutionize your mind, your mindset. So let me ask you now then. So you started in the industry, started coaching people on how to teach what they know. um
Yes.
where were the difficulties for people who wanted to start doing that but didn't believe in themselves or were insecure in themselves as to their ability to do that? Talk a little bit now about that profile of what it sounded like, what you heard, what you still might be hearing when
Yeah.
you were pushing people to step out there and become that expert.
That's a great question. I think the number one thing that I heard was, I'm not good enough. People aren't going to listen to me. This is all I
Mm,
know how to do. Like,
mm.
and I'm talking hairstylists at this moment, and then I'll transition to my other clients. But this is all I've been doing for 20 plus years. A lot of my clients were behind the chair 15 plus years, and that's all they did. And the main thing that I heard behind what they were actually saying was, I'm not good enough. It's too late. Like, maybe I need to go get a second job. Like, who's going to listen to me? And I'm talking about people with amazing skills, amazing abilities, amazing talents when they're talking to me, but they're afraid to get out there. So, even though I don't call myself a confidence coach at all, but I know, because trust me, I be needing some confidence from people too. But I felt like I was actually helping to build their confidence more than anything. Even by giving them tangible step-by-step things to do, but just helping them to build their confidence, to let them know, listen, everybody has a story. Somebody needs your story. Somebody is out there trying to change their life, but they can't because you're not confident in yourself to tell your story and come from where you are. A lot of people were afraid to leave where they were because of the comfort zone. They were scared to step out into the deep, thinking that they were not good enough. So that was one of the main things. And if I had to profile it, that's one of the main things that I would hear from my potential clients or my current clients. And it took a while. Like, some of my clients, it took weeks, sometimes even months, with us working together for them to even have the confidence to get on Facebook Live and do one live. You know what I mean? So I think more so it was more so of the confidence thing, and the lack of information, I would say. So the confidence and the lack of information.
Okay, wow. So this is very disturbing to me because I know I lived this. I have been this person at different ages and stages of my life where I just lack confidence. I look very confident. I present myself as very confident, but deep down, especially for me when I stepped out to do my own law firm, that was a big step for me. I like a paycheck and I like being able to expect money at a certain time every month or every couple of
Yeah,
weeks and
yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. And it took a lot of confidence. It took a lot of patience because it wasn't easy. It didn't come all at one time. It didn't come right away. Um, where do you think that originates from? All of us who deal with confidence as a issue or lack of self belief, why do we feel that way? If you run into people again and again with that same kind of profile where it's like, God, Lee, I can't, or I don't think I can, or like can't get on a Facebook Live, which I'm not judging. It is hard
Yeah,
because here I was, I'm opening this show. I was like, blah, 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 okay, whatever I said. But
yeah.
yeah, it's nerve wracking every time. That's why I'm like, I need to get back on in front of these lights because you get out of sync. But even beyond that, just to start, there are so many people that are watching that are feeling that same lack of confidence. Where does it originate, you think? Why do we all, or at some degree, to some degree, and at some stage of our life, seem rocked by lack of confidence?
Me personally, I think it comes from my childhood. I
Mhm.
really
Mhm.
wholeheartedly 100% believe a lot of it comes from our childhood. Now, there are some cases where the child was grown up with the parents giving them affirmations, speaking over their life, showing them, what to do, but I really believe a lot of it comes from childhood. A lot of people were grown like, just don't be heard, just be seen. You know that saying, or, do as I say, not as I do. And children are they're like sponges. They look at their parents or whomever raised them as their role model. And if they're not getting that in totality, they're finding their own way through school, right? People have to fight their way through school, and not always physical, but just trying to fit in and belong. Sometimes it comes from your childhood teacher. If you went to college, friends. And if you were not raised to stand on your own, if you were not raised hearing that you're beautiful, you're handsome, you can do anything that you want to do, anything that you put your mind to, and especially if you really didn't see your parents, like if you seen your mom going through some things where maybe she was getting physically abused by the husband or boyfriend, or even if she was a single parent. There's a lot of dynamics to this, but I'm a firm believer that a lot of it comes from childhood. And a lot of children end up raising themselves emotionally. They may have their bills taken care of, they may eat every night, but emotionally, they're trying to figure out, how do I do this thing called life? So that's my take on it. And like I said, there are some exceptions to the rule.
Woo. You're speaking my language, my darling. I think there are, and I just agree with you 100%, so many of us who are dealing with what we were imprinted with as children.
Yeah.
It is a hard thing to be a parent. And I don't like, I know I feel like I have to preface this by saying we're not here to blame our parents and we're not
Right.
here to, badmouth us, because especially within our culture, within communities of color,
Mm-hmm.
African American communities in specific, there is something very taboo about saying anything about mama them, grandmama them, and we are not permitted to even say how it made us feel, or that there was a lack or a misstep, or
Yeah.
again, they didn't have a real rule book. They didn't have a parenting guide, so to speak. They did the best they knew how, and missed the mark. I can talk about my own family, and maybe I'll do that a little bit more on Patreon. But when I look at some of the emotional challenges I have had with being vulnerable and connecting with people, I know it comes directly from the type of parental structure I had. And my parents are still together, thank God, married still, but emotionally speaking, it wasn't no, it was a roller coaster. Let's just say it wasn't no straight line. They've grown over the years, but especially in your younger years. For me, my parents are, immigrants from Jamaica, came here, and just survival mode, being in survival mode, taking care of two little kids and trying to figure out a new system and get into the system and make money and pay for all the bills and all that, can really be a challenge to one's own well-being, mental health and otherwise. And then you got kids who are just trying to, like, what did we do, how did we do it, what can we do to help? And you're kind of sometimes receiving some of that misplaced energy.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I've been trying to practice, oh God, which is not operating or even talking to people, uh, being critical of people, or offering any type of constructive criticism when I'm in an emotional state. I've seen that play out very much, like I said, in my own household and what has affected me even until adulthood,
Yeah.
which is things that you think you caused, but were really a result of that person's emotional state.
Yeah.
And I think it's unfair. I was actually just last night picking up some Chinese, which I didn't need to be picking up. I didn't cook. I was like, I'm getting Chinese, fine. I rolled by a Publix, which is a supermarket here in the South. And as I was driving by, I saw a man kind of hovered over his daughter. She could have been maybe, like, I would say maybe 9, 10. And the body language, I don't know what she did. She could have deserved a nice talking to, but the body language I saw over a cowering little girl, it triggered me.
Mm.
It triggered me. I was like,
Mm.
why am I so emotional watching this video? Why do I want to get out my car and go stop
And
that
go
right
save, yeah, and go save her.
It hurt. It hurt. I was like, maybe that happened to me too. And maybe that, again, not to bash, because everyone has their moments, right? And overall, I've had the most loving, sacrificial parents you could ever imagine. But in seeing it instinctually, from a subconscious level, even there was like a ooh. I mean, people was watching. It was like really, like, all of us wanted to be like, could you do this at home or could you not do this at all? But I thought to myself, Lord, her soul is about to have this imprinted on it.
Wow.
Lord, this is going to be this is not good. First of all, I don't like when people try to get loud, or we were a family that disciplined behind closed doors. But just to see it, and the mother was kind of like standing off maybe about 10 feet to the side, and
Mm-hmm.
didn't, you could tell it was that kind of relationship where she couldn't like interject and be like, babe, 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 let's wait till we get home. It wasn't that. It was definitely a one that felt just heavy. I'm talking about looking through my rear view, girl. I'm like, is he still over the window? Like, let it go. Whatever she did, she got the message. So I think of instances like that. That just happened to be one random one that I saw yesterday that made me think, whoa, she not
Yeah.
gonna forget that, and then all the wrong reasons. And help us all, because we're all human being. And I hopefully, when I become a parent one day, I will make those mistakes.
Mm.
But we have to at least try to be more cognizant of it so that we don't, or we
Don't.
make them less.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a lot of that, guys, that we have to deal with in our adulthood. Even though it seems so trivial, we ain't gotta, go back. That's in the past. Get over it. You know what our folks say. But you're not moving now. You're trying to move ahead, but you're still not moving ahead. Hello, somebody. But we have to admit there's some imprinting there. There are some things that were said to us by the ones we love the most
Yep.
that kept us, even as a child,
Yep.
afraid to move, afraid to go, and not fully certain. Somebody, I hope, let me read these comments. I hope y'all relate. And y'all drop a like and drop a comment. There's so many of us who are, in a way, affected by past hurt. And even if we try to not be, and it takes work to both acknowledge and work through that. Let's see what let's see. Oh, super chat's still unavailable. I don't know what's going on. Y'all hit me up with a cash app though. Here go to cash. We getting deep, y'all. I'm so sorry. Suzette speaks here, trying to get the thing monetized. I don't know what's going on, but y'all see the cash app right there. If y'all want to hit me up with a cash app, I will be happy to accept it. Thank you guys who have invested in this type of message and media in the past. Thank you for helping me buy my new background. You will be seeing it in the new year. And hopefully I will be getting a soundboard. We're going to be building a microphone. We on YouTube and we trying to be a business about it and hopefully grow. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who has invested time, their eyeballs, and in other ways, through the likes, through the comments, through the shares. And I'm sorry, I don't know what's the monetization problem today, but y'all see the cash app right there. Thank you. And the moderators will drop it as well. Thank you. All right. Back to what we were saying. Let me get in the comments. Let me actually get to some of the people who have, let's see, some people have never had a childhood experience. I feel for them. Yeah. Okay. You're saying that they weren't allowed to be a child. They weren't allowed to be children. I get it. I feel for them, but I believe they can get through this. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. That's the issue, some breeze, because many of us may never have had the innocence, or like I say, it can be robbed of you in a moment, and it can really hurt and stick. That spirit sticks with you. That residue sticks on you. Yay, Red Pill Hustle says, I almost joined the Patreon when it's going to charge me again in 2 days. I did the same thing with TLA, not making a mistake. Okay. Yes, it resets. It charges you at the beginning of the month. So don't worry, y'all. I think that's very funny. Y'all make me laugh when it comes to trying to figure out when to pay so you don't pay twice. That's okay. Thank you very much. We're working on it. Thank you. Good to see you, Red Pill Hustle. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you. We're building over here. Good question. I wonder what Miss Candra Ward has to say about this. Do we become less confident as we become adults? I've seen that. I've seen that kind of as like a main theme and talking point for a lot of people. Like the more you grow up, the less you are believing that you can do anything. But there are people that sustain it. Is that true? Do you see this as a common pattern, or do you believe this is the common pattern that you believe anything and then all of a sudden you become an adult and you can't try anything new, you can't push out there?
I want to say yes and no. Like, I do believe this is a common thing, only because, and I'm gonna go from mine. So let me share a background story so you can understand. So I was a mom at 15. So I had my son at 16, got pregnant at 15. I have a whole story. I started having sex at 12. So I lived this really fast life, this fast teenage life. Was doing some things I shouldn't have. And
pause. I'm not gonna get all in your business.
Right,
You
no,
can't just
all my business is in a book. I'm good.
Oh, okay, left and right. You hit me like this. I was like, just tell me about your parental structure. Were your parents around?
Yes.
And did you have loving and caring parents?
Okay. So I grew up with my mother and my stepfather. My mother was extremely loving, very loving. My stepfather was loving in his own way, but he was a drill sergeant.
I got
My
it.
natural personality, I used to be an introvert. Like, I don't know if I still am. I don't know. But anyway, I used to be an introvert, but I had this, I was always a leader, even as a little girl. So I never really backed down. My stepfather would always come on hard and I would always buck against, the system, right? Let me give you a little background on that. So the structure, without, my mama probably watching, love your mom, but without, the structure was good, but my stepfather was kind of rough. I bucked against that. So I was very rebellious. And I was this height at age 12. I'm 5'10" and a half, size woman, 12 shoe, big hands, so I always looked older than what I was in a sense, mature, faster, whatever. So I always hung with the older girls. So I always saw what they did. Guys would always hit on me, things of that nature. So I became rebellious. I started hooky in school. Back then we had this thing called the party line. I don't know if y'all remember that. If
Oh,
you're
I was on a party line. You didn't live life if you've never been on a party line. Y'all know what a party line is? You call this random number and all these people
yes,
will be on there and you'll be talking to strangers. Was that
yes,
dangerous?
yes,
Like that's
it was very dangerous, but we didn't know it was dangerous back then, okay?
I was on party lines. Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So
Sorry.
I didn't know. I didn't know they were still around at that time. So anyway, so I met this guy on the party line. Fast forward, ended up hooking in school. That's when my hooking began. Started hanging around with the wrong crowd. My mother never knew I was doing this. I would go to school. I would get on the bus at 6 a.m. because my school was like an hour away, hour and a half away from my home. Anyway, so I would get on the bus, but I would end up getting off the bus, going back down South Philadelphia, whatever, having sex with this guy. And then relationships, I ended up dating a drug dealer at the time in my neighborhood. I got pregnant with my son. We had like a 4-year relationship. And my mom didn't know half of this stuff because I would sneak out the house when they were asleep. And, I lived in Southwest Philadelphia where crack was really heavy back then. So I would walk past all the crack addicts, and there was these gangs called JBM that lived in the neighborhood. So I could have got shot. Like, I lived that life, but it's crazy because I wasn't that girl, which is so weird. I wasn't the hoochie mama. I wasn't the girl. I was the innocent one when you see me. But
Wow.
because I was being rebellious because
Mm-hmm.
my father lived in California. Stepfather was kind of hardcore. That's how that went. But really what that was, as I matured, that was my leadership being smothered, because it was always it wasn't being pruned, it wasn't being honed. You said something earlier, I forgot, but it was being misguided in a sense. You know what I mean? So it was being, I was an influencer back then before I even knew what the word was. I was getting my friends the hookie. They were listening to me. They were following me.
Always been a leader.
But even though I wasn't a bad child, it's so
Right.
weird because when
Right.
I give you these, when I say this and you get these visions, you probably would think, oh, she was one of the tough girls. No, I was actually in the background. I didn't have to say much. But because people looked up to me because I took the lead in a lot of things, they followed me. So to answer your question, parental guidance, my mom was strict, my stepfather was strict, but it was, I love you, mama. I don't want to say it was a super loving household.
Right.
You
So there were
know,
issues there, but it was more so, it's almost like they didn't know that they had to like channel all this inside of you into something that you could see. This is why I believe, especially girls should be involved in activities where they are rewarded
mm-hmm,
for things like what you talk about, leadership,
mm-hmm.
thinking, and being outside of beauty, being a good person, doing things
Yes,
that are just are positive. I was a
yes.
Girl Scout, thank you God. I was like involved in sports. So those type of things, I very much encourage parents, again, just because of the impact they've had on me. So you had a lot of these same skills, but you didn't have an outlet for them. So it sounds like the outlet became, unfortunately, kind of turned towards what would be negative behaviors that didn't serve you. So you were a leader. You were smart. That's what it really was. You were very smart, and you could have been channeled in another way, but they
But
didn't even know that. It didn't sound like
mhm,
they knew that. They just want to be like, don't be fast, don't do this, and go to school. But almost there was more in you
mhm.
that wanted to be expressed, but didn't have a way of being expressed in a healthy way,
But
from
let
what
me,
I'm hearing.
but
Yes, go
yeah,
ahead.
but let me say this really quickly, just on my
Mhm.
mom's defense. When I
Yes.
came to her, my sister-in-law, my god sister at the time came to her, and we walked home together. And she said, she told my mom I was pregnant. My mom embraced me. She
Amen.
embraced me. She hugged me. She said, "What do you want to do?" At 15,
Wow.
right?
Amen.
And that right there, allowed me to feel. And by the way, I got pregnant on purpose. I forgot, I left that out. It's all in my book. It's in my
Mhm.
book because I wanted
Mhm.
someone to love, you know.
Mhm.
Um, so at that time, she embraced me. Of course, I said I wanted to keep it, and she put me in this school. I don't know if you guys heard of Temple University in Philadelphia, because this is where
Yep.
I'm from.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
Temple had a maternity program for girls.
Mhm.
I took it upon myself, got straight A's, all those things. I took it upon myself to read up on books, how to eat properly, how to be a good mom. And I got compliments. My mom got compliments. She is an amazing mom. My growing up, my son, and I don't know if I'm going ahead of myself, but growing up, my son went to the best schools, the best
Mhm.
daycares. My mom was a rock. She supported me the
Mhm.
whole way. And this is how I ended up where I am today. So I didn't want to leave that out.
No, and I love that because and just thank you for being so open. Thinking about your story, my next question, and I want to get back to where we were going before,
Sorry,
because I
sorry.
kind of like detours. Detours can be good. I want to get to how did this all affect your adult confidence? Like, were you, because your mom said, you know what? If you want to keep the baby, we're going to work with you. We're going to get you in the best programs. We're going to still push you. Did you have a lapse in confidence as a result of disappointed? Now that's the only thing they taught us. They ain't taught us how to get no man and get married and do all that. They just wanted you not to get pregnant. Now love somebody. I'm talking to my 80s and 90s babies, even the 70s ones. Let's go. There was so much pressure on particularly black women, black girls, to be respectable.
Mm-hmm.
Right? There was so much pressure on us not to be the stereotype. How did that affect your confidence and self belief after all of this kind of like tumultuous, change that was going on in your teenage years? Did it impact you in your young adulthood and even now?
I'm going to answer this question so honest. I did not lack confidence being a young mom. And
Wow,
this is not, and I'm serious, and this is
that's
from my
good.
heart. I am not advocating teenage pregnancy, so hear me. But that was
Hmm.
the best thing that could have happened to me. It's so
Mm.
weird. And I'm
No,
not
it's not. No, it's not, because when the type of leader you describe yourself to be, you got to show your leadership. It's a weird way of showing it, and it might not have been the way your parents would have, envisioned,
hmm
but
hmm
I can see it. But go ahead. I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see why it was. I can see why it was.
So I was a really, really good, like when I look back, I was a really, really good mom. Like now, will I say that? And because my mom was a great support, right? But I really raised him well, and it really pushed me to do things. Like I got on my own. I've never been back home since the age of 18. Like after high school graduation, I got my own apartment, and I have not been back home since I was 18 years old. Like I literally bought my first car off the lot at I was 18 going on 19, learned how to drive at 17. Like it really pushed me. At the age of 17, 18, I was making $2,000 a week back then. Back then. That's not a lot of money right now.
No, but Lord, that is good money for an 18-year old. Like,
Now, for now, it's probably because, people making good, but back then, that's
yes,
unheard of because I
yes.
was doing hair. Hair saved
Oh,
me.
hair got some money in it, y'all.
My
Hair, yeah.
stepfather and my mom bought me this swivel chair and allowed me to do hair in my bedroom. I was doing the teachers at the school. I was doing my friends' parents at the school and in the neighborhood. And I was paying my own. Not we ain't had cell phones, we had beepers, but I was paying my own phone. I had a phone in my room, had my beeper. Anyway, I was buying my baby because his father was in and out of prison. He was a drug dealer in and out of prison. But like I didn't lack confidence. I really did not lack confidence. If anything, it pushed me. I bought my first salon at 26, like purchased, not rented a salon. I purchased my first home at 26 from doing hair, from being a mom. He went to some of the best schools in like I'm talking $30,000 a year tuition, all from these two hands and the gift that God gave me and the motivation for being a mom. So that answers your question. No, it didn't lack my confidence.
Girl, all right. So I'm gonna call you an exception to the rule. That's so amazing. Because going back to Simon's question, Simon Hectic asked, "Do we lose confidence as we become adults?" And you were saying yes and no. But just listening to your own experience, wow, wow, that shows me your mom also planted good seed so that you would have that fruit. So no matter what her intention was, it showed, like, for you to have that much confidence, and quote unquote messed up, if you will, the way that people used to look at that kind of stuff, is a big testament to your parents, particularly mommy. Um, wow.
But
And have your
there was a huge lack of confidence. But when you finish, I'll tell you that too.
tell me. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Men, relationships.
That's where your lack of confidence was.
I was boss and everything else. I
Mm.
was boss and leadership.
Don't tell my story. Don't hold on. Let me get off the screen for my face. Child, go ahead. Go ahead. Tell the truth.
But
My goodness.
relationships.
My
Um,
goodness. My
and I
goodness.
think a lot of that came from my stepfather. I think a lot of that came from my father, which both are deceased right now, because I have four sisters, and I had a brother, but he passed to a month before my father. But he was always like, he was living in California. He was always taking care of my little sister, but I always felt like the black sheep in a sense. And I'm gonna be honest, and my mom knows this. I felt like at one point my mom paid attention more to my stepfather than me. So I was kind of like winging it on my own. So I really didn't have that male, and my brother, he was like in boarding schools and things like that. So I really didn't have that male around to really show me the ropes. So because back then I wasn't a bad looking chick, I was tall, I had little hips on me, so I would always be getting hit on. But I never went for guys to take care of me because I already had my own stuff. I think subconsciously it was somebody to love me, subconsciously. So I always found myself in relationships and just not really faring out well. But the crazy thing is, nobody ever left me. I always left them. So it's so
Hold
weird.
on,
You know
hold on,
what
hold on. Let me see what the comments got to say, because it's interesting. So confident in the business world, so confident in the professional world, and then the relationships, bam, hit you in the face. Yikes! Oh my God! If you can relate, drop a comment. You're preaching to the choir here. Thank you very much, because those skill sets again are not taught, and I agree with what you're saying, with which is
Mhm.
seeking love and acceptance above everything else. And of course, people sound good. People are wrapped up in kind of like, what they think you want. They can hear your heart, and it can be the most painful thing to realize, oh, he don't really love me the way I love him, or he don't see me the way I see him. And
Mhm.
and those are heartbreaks. Fine, I just mean heartbreaks in general, but it can beget more insecurity and lack of confidence when it comes to pursuing relationships for long term goals. It can
Yes.
help. It can really harbor, just this residue where you're more and more like, I don't even know. I don't even have confidence in myself on how to pick a dude. You know what I'm saying? Because if you, well, now I do. Excuse me. I'm talking to my 20 something self.
Yes.
But
Yes.
that person wouldn't be confident at all, because you look back and you're like, how come I didn't see this, or how come I didn't see that? But there's a lot of, first of all, life grows you up. You're gonna have to
Mhm.
kiss a few frogs. But beyond that, we're not given those tools. Look how you was given the tools to raise a child, but the tools to find that partner, where they at? And again, we're not here to blame. We're just
Yeah.
here
Yeah.
to kind of bring to light where some of the deficits are so that we can correct them.
Yes.
So for me, I'm working on, that particular area has been, I think for a few years now, something I've had to highlight, because I'm just like, Lord, I could do this, I could do that, I could run organization out. You gotta love me and my organizations, but at the same time, you want to also, be confident.
Mhm.
Lose the insecurity when it comes to that romantic relationship side of your
Mhm.
life. So if y'all can relate, please let us know. But that's very interesting. So back to where you were saying, when you kind of took us on this wonderful turn of, wow, I had lots of confidence here in the most dire of scenarios. I think it's because who was around you and what
Yeah.
they told you, and told you could do it, as opposed to hearing the narrative of it's over, hiding you. I've had
Yes.
family members, if I could just look back and just hug them, even as a little girl, seeing some of my bigger cousins that might have gone through this, and I was like, God, Lee, they're making her feel like crap. Um,
Mm.
and they never really get over it. It sticks
Mhm.
with you. 20 years later, I had people come to events of mine and would be like, hey everybody, and then we like introduce yourself. The first thing they say is, hey everybody, I'm a single mom. Say their name, I'm a single mom, and blah blah blah. We're like, whoa, wait, wait. And I had to come to a couple of my homegirls. I was like, that should not be the second thing people know about you.
No.
You are
Yeah.
so much more
A
in
single
terms of how
mom.
you should be defined, but it shows you how it's been imprinted on their brain, that that's where they at, that's where they're gonna be. No, nothing else can matter. This is
Yeah.
the category. Go ahead and put me in it because that's where I
Yes.
deserve to be. It hurts me. And a lot of people did not get the love and support that you got. Thank God that
Mm.
you got it.
Yeah.
But many of us, especially those who have had that type of childhood trauma, it hurts. And up until like even how people off get go for job offers, go for salary offers, like I said, we are working on our
Yeah.
confidence in the relationship areas. You know, it can all like it can be restored is the beautiful thing. It can be restored as the beautiful thing, but we got to acknowledge it. So when you were saying some adults, you know, lose confidence and some keep confidence, you're a good example of like, nah. Everybody don't become adults and lose. Some of us gain. Give us an example of the other part of it where you think that there may be a case for as we get older is the least less confidence that we have in ourselves.
So
Hmm.
that's a good question. So this story all ties together. That was my then adult. But moving forward, moving to Florida, that's a whole nother story. Um, just a few years ago, my confidence started to dwindle because I failed to mention with the lack of confidence with the choosing of relationships, a lot of them were well, three of them were abusive, physically abusive. Now, me, Candra Ward, would have never thought I would have allowed a man to put his hands on me. I had guns pulled on me. Two, I had I had been punched in the mouth, two front teeth loose at one point. I had been pulled by my hair, like, and all of this happened in my 20s. But so of course I got healed over that. Time went on, working in my business and raising my child. But fast forward now, leaving everything behind in Philadelphia, and this I'm getting to a point here, leaving everything behind in Philadelphia, renting my salon out, renting my home out, uprooting my son. He was in college at this time, so uprooting my son, moving here, starting from scratch. I have my son will be 30 next month, and I have a 8-year-old that just turned 8. So I had just newly got married, had a son, and my goal was to open up a chain of salons when I got here. My goal was to open up a beauty school when I got here, and that did not happen. My goal was to have a happy and loving family. I'm a family person. Even though I said I'm an entrepreneur boss, I will give up business any day. To have this wonderful family, Sunday dinners, kids running around. That was what I wanted. So I thought. And that did not happen. So when we talk about the lack of confidence becoming an adult, my lack of confidence literally started to dwindle and dwindle because these dreams that I thought, and this is the point I'm trying to make. The dreams that I had envisioned in my head, the dreams that I have written down, like God says, write the vision down and make it plain. Those things didn't quite happen that way because I allowed myself to connect myself with, well, because I allowed myself to ignore red flags. I should say that. I allowed myself to ignore red flags. So I put myself in a space of toxicity. I put myself in a space where I probably should not have been, or maybe I should have directed it in a different manner. And that's when the lack of confidence started to dwindle. So this confident Kendra that left, the lack of confidence started to dwindle in a whole different way. So this is why I teach women how to rebuild their life and business after major setback, because major setbacks, whether it's a woman or a man, can literally knock your confidence down. You can be going for a job position, a relationship, your business ain't picking up the way it needs to be. You're robbing Peter to pay Paul, to pay your mortgage, your rent. Those things can literally knock the confidence that you had down, because now you're starting to question your worth. You're starting to question your value, even though you didn't think like that before. But see, the dynamics are different. Life happens. And yes, this is why we have the tenacity to get back up. But in those pockets, in those moments, right? In those triggers, that lack of confidence ain't no joke. Like, you're talking to a person, or you're talking to people that One day they're on high, and the next day they're like, I don't even want to wake up tomorrow.
Hold
So
on,
it
hold
happens.
on. Listen, the real life, the challenge right now. Hold on, let me just do a quick reset. I see some new people have joined. We got more people in the chat, several more people watching. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. My super chat not working right now. Thank you, Chemo C. Thank you, Red Pill Hustle, for the generous $50 super chat. I appreciate you. So far, the sponsor of today's stream. Thank you. And with the message to say, for the fantastic content, I'll be joining your Patreon January 1st. Bless God. Bless God. When people see what you're trying to do and want to support, I'm just so grateful. I will shed a tear right now. I'm an emotional time of month right now, but I need to cry. Little hormonal, but I'm really happy. I am really happy. I am really happy and grateful for all of you guys who have been supporting me over the last couple months. Thank you. Thank you for investing in me. Thank you for believing in this type of content. So, as you were saying, because I think this is actually why I feel kind of emotional right now, is because something that you said is actually why I feel like I've lost my own confidence. This dream of family, the way we've been given it, this dream of when you're supposed to be married by, this dream of I'm supposed to have my kids by this certain age. See, now you already had a child. This dream of what your family structure will look like, not manifesting. Now, I don't like the word manifest, but not coming to fruition. Can be a hell of an insecurity when you are approaching life in all areas of your life. And clearly you guys can tell it does affect me, because I know, like so many of you who are out here in these dating streets, looking around, wondering, Lord, this what we got left? What, Lord? Lord, call on him. Call on him.
They out there. They out
there. Trying to figure out. I ain't got no tissue. Figure out where, my blessing gonna come from. It is a powerful and yet so, what should I say? It is an Achilles heel in one's confidence at times.
Yeah.
Because if you grew up like I grew up, and it sounds like you grew up the same way, if you grow with your mama and your daddy, or if you even didn't, and you aspire to the one thing, or it could be family for me, and it could be something else for you, that one thing you want to achieve and you just ain't got it yet. For some of y'all, it's y'all college degree. Because I've had family members who have taken the longer route. Sometimes it take you 10 years to get that 4-year BS, but we ain't judging. You did it though. Because life, as she says, happens. This is the most powerful point of what you just said. We have the roadmap, but oftentimes life happens. And when we are detoured, and I have a wonderful stream called Do Not Discount the Detours. Go back and watch it. We have to realize that they are serving their purpose, and they're not a no.
Yes.
They're most likely a not right now.
Yep.
And there must be a reason. The divine entity I call God through Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Makes you delayed.
Yes.
What you consider to be delayed.
Yes.
Makes you wait. And it can be very if you just know that's what you want. The type of job, the type of business, the type of man, the type of woman, the type of family, the type of degree. Fill in the blank, y'all. It could be whatever. We're just using this as an example. It can breed insecurity if you have everything else. And what do you do with that? Because everybody could call you confident. Oh, you can run things. Oh, you can be, all you want to be and can be in every other area. But there can be that one area of your life where you're like, really, God? You gonna do me like this? Or you just feel within yourself, I'm not ready, worthy, able, capable. I can't trust my own instincts. I can't, rely on, people that I've dated in the past seem like they were it. And then they karate chop you in the neck. And then you're wondering, what did I do wrong? Do I have bad radar? Like, what's going on? And it can make you lack confidence and feel insecure in your own abilities to choose. So when we sitting on that, now I have the Cash App up, y'all, because the super chat not working. But when it comes to that, what do you do about that? And you say you married now?
Well, I'm not, almost not.
Oh my goodness. Okay, okay, okay. I'm like, I thought I was.
It's okay. I be that.
We can
Yeah,
talk
that's
about
what.
it. We can talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, like I said, that's another thing. That one thing that you feel like you quote lack ain't
Mhm.
all.
Mhm.
And some people, marriage is all. But what happens, like I said, when life happens, and what you thought you were getting into, or who you thought you were getting into it with, they switch up on you. Then now you've prayed for this thing and been working for this thing, and it doesn't even pan out. So that's another whole another show.
Yeah.
But just to talk about that, when you have it all together, and there seems to be that one area where you're just not as successful, or you haven't achieved what you wanted, what do you do with that? How do you counteract that feeling of insecurity? How do you push past a sense of like, man, I'm a failure in this, and get to a point where you can, hopefully regain similar type of confidence that you got in every other area? How did you do that? Or are you working on that? I'm assuming. Are you working on that still?
I'm so glad you brought this up. Now, I normally talk about this, and because I'm all about transparency, and I'm never about blame shifting or putting anyone out there. And this is just to help somebody that may be listening. I was married for 10 years, and my husband, well, ex, almost soon to be ex, decided that he did not want to be a family man anymore. And I'll leave that there because I always like to, I'm never a basher because it is what it is. But he decided he didn't want to be a family man anymore. So me and my 8-year-old were left behind, and actually in February. So this was 2021. If I can tell you, 2021 was rough. It was actually the roughest year that I have ever experienced. I'm talking about, I've never felt grief like that because you have to remember,
Wow.
I owned my own properties, I owned my own salon, made my own money, had my entire family back in Philadelphia. I had no family here.
Wow.
So I left my comfortable place, my habitat, and I moved here with the dream that I thought, um, for all that, and this is why I wanted to choose the confidence conversation, because with all of that, down the drain. So I think.
Mm, mm,
Um,
mm,
because
mhm.
in my brain, it's like, oh my God, I lost a decade of my life. Like, because you go through this thing, like, I could have been doing this, I could have been with this person, I
Yes.
could.
Yeah.
But God says all things work together for your good.
That's it.
So I thought I lost a decade, which I did in reality. I don't want to say lost. Let me rephrase that. Let me take that back. I didn't lose a decade because within that decade, I wrote 19 books. I became a coach. I traveled more than I ever traveled. I'm a global speaker as well. So I go to conferences and I speak at conferences. So all of that happened within that time. But this past 2021, I'm going to just use the word the enemy. The enemy really was speaking to me hardcore because when you're in your vulnerable state, everything looks bleak, life is over, your confidence is shot. I'm not beautiful anymore. Why would somebody want to leave me? Like, what's wrong with me? Oh my gosh, my love handles are bigger. I'm getting older. Oh my gosh, they're going for younger. All these things go through or in your mind. And of course, I had my support system rah me on, talking to me, building me up. But I had to build that personal and closer relationship with God. So there were certain things that I did, and I don't want to take up all the time to share
No,
what I
no,
did.
no, no, no. You. I'm fully indulged.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
fully indulged with what you're
So
saying.
during my grieving period, um, and now mind you, it wasn't just me. I had an 8-year-old too that his father was in his life for 7 full years and just poof gone. So I had to be, I don't like to say mommy and daddy, but I had to be support for all. And of course my older son too, because he looking at his mom like, who hurt my mom? So so anyway, long story short, I had to go through that grieving process. So the things that helped me to start building my confidence back, yeah, I was going through a some breeze. To help build my confidence back, my relationship, I had to start learning me again. I lost my identity, right? So I lost my identity. What is Candra like again? Where is she? If you go back, if you go on my Facebook Live, I'm a motivator. I get on and I motivate women. I do this, and you're gonna make it out. It was time for me to start watching my own lives, right? because I didn't believe any of that. Because when you're going through that, anybody that has been through loss or grief, and sometimes that's worse than an actual death. So what I did was I went to Hobby Lobby, and they have like those pretty boxes. So I would get like a pretty box from Hobby Lobby. I cut like a slit on the top, and I got notepads, and I couldn't verbalize. I really couldn't speak because it was just hurting. I ended up losing like 25 pounds. And I really couldn't speak. So I would write my prayers like on like little pieces of paper like that. And I would write my cries and write my prayers, and I would fold them up and I would put them in a box, right? Just knowing that God would hear them. I made my bathroom upstairs my prayer room. So I would write on my bathroom mirror. I would write affirmations. I would write scriptures. I would go in there constantly all day. And this is where my new book that's coming out, and I'm not advertising, but this is where my new book that's coming out, Rise, Reposition, Rebuild. This is what it was birthed from. And the title as well. And the picture that's on the front, this is significant. The picture that's on the front, I was in my grieving process. I actually, and a lot of people think I did a photo shoot. I paid somebody. I took my iPhone. I was in my room because I didn't leave my room. And nobody knows this. I didn't leave my room. I got a picture that's over there. I put it behind me. I set up a nice background. I went to the mall, Pembroke Pines Mall. I got a nice shirt, did my hair, made sure my eyes weren't red from all the crying. And I went and did me a photo shoot with this. That's the cover of my new book. I just had to share that because I got so many compliments on that cover, and it didn't dawn on me. That picture is beautiful, and you was going through it. You probably just got finished crying. So what got me through it to help me build my confidence to shorten this up was I was praying several times a day. I was putting several note stickies in their box, and I had TD Jakes on. I had Mike Todd on. I had YouTube on. I ain't watched regular TV in almost a year. I had YouTube on day in, day out because I needed that to keep going every day.
My Lord. My Lord. Wow. What are you feeding your spirits, guys? I think, especially we discussed this on Patreon with TJ Randolph, talking about when she gets into a mindset, and big up TJ, Mosaic with TJ Randolph as she's here, different mindset. It usually is what we're constantly being exposed to. So imagine in your own home, and thank you for sharing that. Because again, women, we know how to put it all together. We look like we got it all together. We're coaching. Other words, you like me. You say you had to go back and listen to your own shows. I have to go back and listen to my own shows.
Yes, ma'am.
Like, listen to, did I say that? Why do I feel like this right now? Because that was really good. That's for me though. Going back sometimes to just listen and getting a word back from my own show. I commonly do that. I constantly do that. So thinking about a person at their height, achieving what they want to achieve, the marriage, the husband, the child with the husband, the happy home, the business, the this, the that. And for someone now to say, oh, I don't really want this, change their minds, right? Change their minds and step away. You must have been, and I'm just trying to picture, I was like, Lord, see, we say we want things, and then if you take it from us, or if they are, someone else switches up, you don't have a choice. And we talk about like the glee and the love and the ooh, ah, and all of that. And then there's some real, life that happens. So you being at your lowest, you're saying your book cover was you at your lowest, but no one could tell. It's a word. Oftentimes, guys, we are the best camouflagers on earth. We can look like, that's why people go all kinds of places and hurt themselves. And people in their families like, I never knew. So, therapy opens hearts, opens doors, opens minds. So we are big advocates here of therapy, getting a counselor, a licensed clinical social worker, a therapist, a psychologist, psychiatrist if we need medicine.
Yes.
We're okay with that, Black folk. We're okay with that. Because oftentimes the mental health challenges that comes from, and we just talked about this on Patreon, transitions. This is when you are most vulnerable. You start 2021. Now, we ain't even talking about all the pressure of the pandemic, the isolation, the not being able to do business like we're normally able to do business. And then in your own house, this type of whirlwind change comes. And what do you do? How do you, how do you not let that become now your insecurity?
Mm-hmm.
rob you now of your confidence. Same thing what you're saying. Before marriage, you have it, and then if the marriage goes down the drain, you still have the same problems when it comes to the insecurity. Did I pick wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Did I miss the signs? Was he always this person? And I no, you picked right. And I think those moments of joy y'all shared were real.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying? Don't throw that away. Don't say I
Yeah.
wasted. No, those were real.
Mm-hmm.
That love at that time was real. Right? We
Yeah.
can't control the other person. That's the big fear of it. God help us all, right? But it's a matter of now what. So I appreciate you kind of sharing your now what,
Yeah.
which was to get deep in your word, prayer, listening constantly. My friend been telling me that when she saw me cry, I cried on my own YouTube, girl. I cried. I was interviewing somebody else and I started bawling. I'm like, really, really. But again, like when the subject matter hits
Yeah.
home,
Oh
it's
yeah.
not we ain't being fake. We just it's like whoa,
Oh yeah.
like go back and watch Real Love for Ambitious Women. Real Love with my girl Coach Cass.
Oh,
I'm
that's
here.
good.
I'm about to introduce Coach Cass, and I'm like, y'all watched it. If y'all was on there with me, thank you for my chat holding me up during that. I
Yeah,
really don't
she's
understand
awesome.
how you know her. I didn't know how I got through that, and I
Mm-hmm.
was thinking to myself, but I'm here helping people, and I'm the one probably needing the word in that area. But there comes a time, y'all, where confidence will be tested and where your best laid plans
Mm-hmm.
can the what is it saying, can sometimes go awry. Well, this is like a little bit more than awry. This is like my life got flipped, turned upside down, right?
Yeah.
So you go into your prayer closet, you get into your word, you listen positive things over and over and over again. You don't watch TV, you got the YouTube on for your child's sake also.
Mm-hmm.
So where are you now with your confidence? Has it robbed you of your confidence? Like having the picture perfect marriage can be like the best confidence giver, but when it's gone, now beyond your control. What happens now? Are you in that space now, or are you building back your confidence? Where are you with that, and how are you? I guess is what I really want to know. Like for real.
Honestly, no,
Hmm.
and this is for real. I'm very transparent. Honestly, I am actually in a good space. Am I 100%? Not yet. But I am actually in a good space because when you go through grief, any type of grief, or I'm just talking relational grief, you go through well, what's wrong with me? you know why wouldn't anybody want to grow with me? But after you get through that portion, because grief goes through several different phases, right? You go through the anger, I forgot the steps, but the anger, the denial, all that good stuff. But I'm actually in a place now where I am on I don't want to say the middle. I'm closer to the end of getting me back. And I can talk without shedding a tear. Like I haven't cried in a while. Like seriously. Now triggers do come. Like when I'm out and I see couples together and things, I'll get a trigger. But I have such an amazing spiritual mom. She said, instead of looking at that, like, well, why didn't mine work? She said, pray for that couple. Pray, because people always have this appearance of everything being awesome and everything being wonderful, but you don't know if he's beating on her at home. You don't know if she beating on him at home. You don't know if they're out just laughing, having a good time
Child,
together.
that's the word.
You don't know. You just don't know. So
People living with hell in their bed. You hear me?
you
A
don't know.
demon living in their bed with them, but they look so good when they come
They
out the
look
door, when they on
so.
Instagram and couple goals and all this and on vacation and they got a demon. So I try not to envy them, but she's right. That's a good word. Pray for them instead of being jealous.
I
Pray for
wasn't
them.
even jealous. It wasn't even a
Hmm.
jealousy. It was
Mm-hmm.
more of a, well, dang, why?
But
What?
what's wrong with me? Why can't have? Yeah, okay.
That's what it
Not like a
was.
jealous or envy, but just a kind of like
No.
questioning of, well, why not me, Lord? I hear you. I hear
Yes.
you. And big up, big up, big up this gentleman, Andrew Walker. Long time no see, my brethren. First of all, I'll talk to you offline. The way you have your Instagram set up, I don't even be seeing the messages, bro. They be disappearing so fast. But on a different note, big up yourself. He's been a sponsor of many streams. Thank you so much for your support along my journey from New York. He says, I showed courage. At least she did build up herself and has several accolades to show for. I hear you. I hear you. So this is not an easy journey in this lifetime, y'all. Y'all big up my guest, Miss Candra Ward, for being so open and transparent today. Because I'm getting a lot, girl. I'm just gonna, after I do my shows, I just sit in the quiet and just listen to what my spirit says.
Wow.
Because I get so much. This is like the intimate conversations. I just want to put it on YouTube. I want to make sure the things, the whispers, the girlfriend tea we have or coffee that we can sit and really be open intimately, I wanted to put it here and just see if other people could relate and actually, I say the word enjoy, but you know what I mean. Just have
Yeah.
a heartfelt connection to it,
Yeah.
and that's me. All I want to hear from you guys is, oh, that's me, Sue. You speaking to me. I got it. That's what I needed to hear. That's what this is about. So there you have me saying, girl, that's me.
Well, I'm
That's what
glad.
my
I'm
audience.
here to
Y'all hit
help.
the like button. Get the likes
Listen,
up. Hit the like
I'm
button.
I'm here to help. I am here to
Because in
help.
my heart, I'm here guiding, but I'm always like, God, you always give me a word to give, but then you giving me the word for myself. So
Listen.
if you hear it in your spirit, that's me. That's what we're here for. And I'm grateful.
And I just,
Um,
I'm sorry, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Go ahead,
I just
sis.
want
Keep
to add
going.
one thing.
Sure.
There is life after disappointment. There is life after setback. Like, I'm just excited that I'm breathing. Some people ain't make it 2020, 2021. I'm
Amen.
here. I'm healthy. I have no ailments. My 8-year-old keeps me young. I'm a go-getter. Listen, there is so much more that God has for me. The life is literally just beginning. So, when you finally get over your grief, and even if you still have it trickling in, you just got to know that all things work together for your good. I am going to be happily married again. I'm going to have the family I desire. I'm going to have that. But sometimes, like you said, disruptions come. So I never give up. I'll never become bitter. I'll never give up on that dream. I am so close to my family-in-law. I talk to my mother-in-law every day. She's a beautiful woman. My father-in-law. So there's no love lost there. It's just the fact that life happens and things have to move on. So even for you, and I just want to encourage you, even when those times come and you don't have a child yet, life is just keep going. It is coming, because God is a God of a suddenly. He'll do a suddenly. Today we can be talking. Tomorrow you can be like, child, guess what? So this is why we just have to be grateful for waking up every day, because there is a plan for each and every one of us. And I just wanted to share that.
Man, I receive. Girl, I'm over here touching my head, touching my foot. Let me get back on this screen. Let me get back on this screen so y'all can say I receive. Hallelujah, God. And suddenly, and you pierced my heart with that, because one of my favorite, you guys ever have a sermon that you hear that sticks with you forever, ever? I had a preacher, I lived in Tallahassee for a bit, and I had a preacher. Oh my gosh, he preached this. You ever been a part? This was in my sold out for Jesus 20s. So you ever been a part of a ministry where like it is so deep for you, you're afraid to miss any of the services, the choir, the choir rehearsal, the Bible study, and the Friday night prayer and noonday and all that. Like I was so deep in that ministry. But this gentleman, oh my gosh, McFadden, Reverend McFadden, had a sermon that he gave called "And Suddenly," where we would, like, when a preacher go to the church, like visit a church, and they bring their choir with them. Oh God, I
Mm-hmm.
used to love to sing and set up the atmosphere for the
Yes.
"And Suddenly" message, because when he talked about, and you're giving me goosebumps, because that's my favorite sermon of all time. I hope Reverend McFadden know how much that touched
I gotta
people.
look that up.
Oh my goodness, when he talked about all the "and suddenlies" in the Bible,
Mm.
and he broke down each story, and suddenly there was an angel, and suddenly she was quick with child, or he was raised from the dead, and suddenly this and suddenly that. As you said, God is a God of suddenlies, and we
Suddenly.
have to remember that when we think our stories have been written, when we think it's over, there's more to come, God. And there are so many ways in which we discount it, and we don't believe it. We lack the confidence in it, because we've been beaten up, we've been bruised, we've been pushed down, right? And we start to believe what the world has said, what those who don't even know us and don't know our God say about us. And we have to be very careful. We have to, like she said, get in your word, get in your study time, get on YouTube and listen to the preachers, listen to whoever
Yeah.
lights up your fire,
Mm-hmm.
lights that fire. He has another good sermon called "Don't Let the Fire Go Out." I can't even start
Wow.
preaching today. But you got to get surrounded in your mind. That subconscious programming, you guys, I don't know, we're getting deep. I believe in what you say out loud, what you say in repetition starts to sink in. And it's amazing, this instrument we call the human mind.
Mm-hmm.
What it starts to believe, it will start to move towards. Y'all
Mm.
hearing what we saying today? It will
Mm.
start to kind of pull toward. You don't even know how it pulled it. And you're like, whoa, 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 what's going on? So I receive every word that you just said to me right now, and it's
Mm.
for y'all too watching. Touch your head, touch your heart. God, I receive it. You can
Yes,
do
I
what
receive
you
it.
ever you want
Yes.
suddenly. And it doesn't have to be me. Let me take this thing off. You don't have to in your own heart, be trying to plot and plan. I'm over that. Clearly. I will be guided towards the people, the businesses, the
Yes.
relationships,
Yes.
the platform, right, that I should be on. That should hopefully help me to accomplish whatever I've been put on earth to accomplish in the time that I've been given, right? So I
Yeah.
think you're right. There's hope after disappointment.
Oh,
We
yeah.
got to remember the story is not over. We have to stop looking left and looking right at what other people have and why we don't. Help me, oh God, right? We have to make sure we understand that everything happens in a season for you.
That's
Their
good.
season, and I'm telling you, we were laughing. Me and my cousin, we were like, "Dang, we gonna be all when we had these babies. When we get,
Let me tell
we're
you.
like, but me and her, we gonna rock together. We gonna get it done. We gonna get it done. It will be our season and whatnot. And again, we're talking a lot about relationships, but we can talk about anything else that you guys have in your heart. That thing, that goal, that secret desire, even that you
Mhm.
don't tell people, that you wish, you hoped, you had it in your heart from you were little, you have it in your heart now. And there's that sense that it might not happen. So I just want you, and we have like maybe 15 minutes yet. I'm going to drop the link. I'm going to drop the link. I'm going to invite people up. Y'all don't come up here saying crazy stuff. Be respectful. I don't think my audience, matter of fact, because no, this has happened to other channels
Oh,
where people have come up and it was like, what is going on? So I'm going to drop the link. I'm probably only going to pick people I know. Love you. But if you've heard something that struck a chord with you, if you heard something that has edified you, or change your perspective, let us know. If you have an example of something that had robbed your insecurity at first, robbed your confidence, or had given you insecurity, excuse me, and then robbed your confidence, and now you have learned to work through it. You guys are my audience experts as well, because we've all lived a life and we all got a story to tell. So if you want to share, I've dropped the link. My moderators, RM, thank you. Gaston's World, thank you for their support. Thank you for my impromptus like David. He's here being a moderator. Yes, hit the like, hit the subscribe, share if you can. I see you, RM. Great point. Be in a constant place of yes.
that's good.
Ooh wee,
That's
RM.
good.
Not only is she a good moderator, she has a good word. She puts a
That's good,
nice
RM.
bow on the points.
Yes.
Yes. Gaston's World says prepare because you never know. Oh my God. This what happened to me. I'm like, boy, you gotta stay ready. That was in my spirit this last week too. Stay ready. You wouldn't have to get ready if you stay ready. But some of us give up. And
Mm.
even if you have given up, it's time to get back on it.
Get back
When we
on.
stay ready, we don't have to get ready. So when the opportunity comes, you're not flustered. You're not, oh my gosh, I haven't been practicing. I haven't been on my YouTube holding up
Yeah.
my doing my shows every week. Now when they call me for TV, you don't know what to say.
Mm.
Help me, oh God. So being consistent and being ready, being prepared, as if you know you're gonna get that whatever it is, that blessing.
Yes.
That's the hard part, y'all. It's like a mental battle.
It's
But
here
it's,
first.
oh my gosh, we got to remind ourselves. I'm gonna get on my Tony Gaskins back on January 1st. He's a great preacher.
He
I love
is.
some Miles Monroe. Rest in peace. Who else you listen to? You listen to Jake's mostly.
Yeah, Miles Monroe was like my favorite. He used to actually preach at my church in Philly. He would visit Miles Monroe, Mike
Yes.
Todd. I've been on Mike Todd heavy lately. Darius Daniels, Stephen Furwick. Like I've
Oh,
just
right.
listened.
Okay. I like some of those. Darius Daniels is good. I think it's on my Instagram.
Yeah.
But Jake's always does it for me. So I'm dropping the link, guys. All you have to do is hit the link. You can join us on the panel. Like I said, she has already blessed my spirit so much with, the battles that you've overcome, the confidence that you've been able to maintain. That's what I'm like, going back to your childhood, the belief that you can do anything, man. You can nurture that or you can kill that in a
Oh,
child or
that's
in
good.
yourself. The belief that you can do anything. Help me, Lord, to rebuild some of that muscle that has been taken away from me, or I have allowed it to take up more space than it should. Help me, God, to redefine myself, redefine what happened in a way, because it's really about how you define what happened and how that makes you feel,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Who gave you that belief?
Yeah.
Where did that belief come from? Right? Oftentimes we think it's like, okay, ourselves, but no. What we feel about how we can or if we can do that thing came from somewhere. And the
Mm-hmm.
most important part is for you to figure out, where did it come from?
Yeah. Yeah.
What made you feel that you could not get married?
That's
What
good.
made you feel that you would not be a good mom? What made you feel that you wouldn't be, I don't know, at the height of whatever your game is, whatever industry you're in? What made you feel you couldn't be a homeowner? What made you, I can fill in the many blanks, y'all. We're just
Mhm.
talking about relationships because that's what we're talking about
Yeah.
here right now. But if we can discover where we lost that um relentlessness of, yes, I can. Why not me?
Mm-hmm.
Me too. These people here, you know what? Somebody they talking about, don't be shy. Y'all, we getting too deep. Y'all don't want to come up.
Don't nobody want to come up? Come on, let's talk
Usually
about
I
these
get at
books
least
for
one or
you.
two.
I want
But
to
yes,
see.
it's a beautiful thing. Thank you, RM. I'll read some of these comments. Y'all hit the like button. I'm gonna throw up the Cash App because the super chats apparently is not working. Oh well. Here's a place you could send a gift if you want to support Black media, positive Black media, and digging deep inside out. I am enjoying my conversation here with Miss Candra Ward. As you can see her name here, I have all her info in the descriptions. Her website, she is, like she said, a personal coach for entrepreneurs, book
Well, women.
writers.
Yeah.
That's her big one. If you have been sitting on it and not sure, I don't know if my story is good enough, all that, we are okay with you saying that. But it's 2022.
Yes.
Help us all, God. Help us all. Because there are many things that we're leaving out there. And now we know time is precious. If we didn't know these last 18, 19 months, almost 2 years, we know time is precious. So we've got to get our story out there, because what can it do? It can help someone. Just
Mm-hmm.
like this, hopefully, is helping one of you or many of you to kind of re-examine where we are feeling those insecurities, the lack of confidence, where it came from. And hopefully you can start the process of, re-engineering why,
Mm-hmm.
whether that's through formal therapy. Sometimes it takes formal therapy. It's okay, get a counselor, get someone to help you process what happened to you and the feelings that you have towards it. That's normal. We need more of that, especially in the pandemic times. We need that, guys.
Yeah.
Sometimes we can't see outside of ourselves. We cannot see another point of view. It happens. So there's someone like a therapist, licensed clinical social worker, mental health counselors,
Mm-hmm.
advocates. There are all kinds of certificates now people have, domestic violence advocates, all this other stuff. So important that we check and balance our mental health. It's okay when you start feeling not okay. I ask myself immediately, why am I feeling like this? Am I sad? Yesterday, I think it was my Patreon day. I was a little sad because I got the wrong link. You ever get thrown off? I'm like,
You
I was
just got
so
one
ready.
thing to throw you off, and you're
I
the
was
whole
ready.
day.
I had the conversation ready. And then boom,
Yes.
I'm on the wrong link. I'm on the wrong
Yes.
this. It's public. It should be private. And I was like, afterwards, I felt kind of weird. I felt sad. I was like, you felt disappointed. You wanted to give people your best. It turned into a little bit of a restart.
Mm-hmm.
But I just say, it's okay. This is your first one. You gonna push. Somebody gonna get help by it. It's okay. And you can't, beat yourself up for long. And I'm just using that as a small example of, checking in, as they say, with oneself
Mm-hmm.
and figuring out, why do I feel like this? Why do I feel sad? Why do I feel? Am I hungry? Am I mad? Am I mad about this? Am I mad about the last conversation I had with the person I hung up with? Did I, something that happened on my
Uh-huh.
job? Was I disappointing? Did I feel like because I disappointed that one person, it triggered something in me to make me feel like I disappointed everybody in my life, or I disappointed that person in a relationship? And now I feel like I'm a disappointment. There's
Wow.
so many parts of our lives, guys, that are they're constantly giving us emotional feedback, good
Yeah.
and I should just say ways that don't serve us.
Yeah.
So recalibrating is real. Figuring out, where did my confidence leave me? Why do I not believe that I can do X, Y, and Z?
Mm-hmm.
And then counteracting it with, like what she was saying, the word, the YouTubes, the people like me, who come on and
Awesome.
try to edify you and
Yes.
remind you of your greatness, that these things are yet, things that we can fix. I'm going to ask one more time. And Kendra, we have about 10 minutes or so. I
Okay.
want you to give us some final points. I think people are just digesting. That tends to happen to me too, guys. So
Y'all just don't want to talk to me. That's all right. That's all right. I'm not hurt.
I
Okay.
usually get at least one that is like, bro, that happened to me, or what's up? I know people at work, some people are working today and all that good
Yeah.
stuff. But I just really wanted, like I said, as we prepare for 2022, stepping into it like we did 2021 ain't gonna cut it.
Mm-mm.
We have to be really much more aware of
Mm-hmm.
what's driving us. That's the big thing about me in this channel. I was just talking on Gaston's World about that. I'm very big on what motivates. What was the intention behind?
Yeah.
Did it come from, and we were talking about a certain situation, not gonna put this business out there, but how does that person think? What is motivating them is more important to me than, what they did.
Mm-hmm.
It is more important. My parents may have said this. Their intent was not to break me down, but maybe their outcome was.
The outcome.
So now I have to kind of reformulate what that interaction meant to me, because I could have felt this way and it wasn't intended. So let me think about the intent, although the outcome was what it was. And then we can start to rebuild our feelings and our confidence in other areas. Because it really, you made such a great point. Usually that's one area of your life that has you feeling like you can't do nothing in other areas. But I'm telling you, some of our counterparts are very good at compartmentalizing. They're like, boo, I can't do this, but I'm finna make I'll be a billionaire. I'm gonna do this. I'm bad at dating, but I'll do this and that. But not everybody's built that way. And oftentimes, if you're much more in touch with your emotion, you can be, impacted. Oh my God, we have somebody, Seattle Black veteran. Only because I know you, sir. Come on down. Let me add you to the stream. How are you?
I am doing wonderful.
Awesome.
I'm glad you're here.
I'm doing wonderful. How are you, ladies? Forgive me. I wanted to jump in here because it's really beautiful listening to two powerful Black women.
Awesome.
And at this time of year, this is what people need to hear. A lot of people think that they're knocked out of the box. And please forgive me, I'm all scruffy today.
It's okay.
All right, you looking good. It's all good. Seattle in the building.
Yeah, but you're right. I'm over 50, so I can tell you, if you live that long, you've been through some songs, and so and it's good. This beautiful sister singing them and putting them right, and I hope they keep everybody uplifted. I have to say that too because I'm a veteran, and I have to watch out for veterans as well. So you always have a place to go, and I look at it just like this. Every time it looks a little dark, it's just that one pin drop of light, and that's what you two sisters are bringing to the play here. So,
thank you.
And so when you get that little hope, and that's what I do for my veterans. You drop some breadcrumbs. I can't lead you there. You're gonna have to find your path and follow it, and stay strong on it. You know what they say: if you don't seek, you will not find. If you don't knock, the doors will not be open. And like this beautiful sister and you both have saying, when you crawl through that and you look back and go, damn, I'm still here. Now what? I'm
exactly.
Still
I made it.
Yeah,
I made it.
And like this beautiful sister said, each and every day you can go, whoa. And so even if you're not an alcoholic, say it to yourself, hey, give me the strength to understand things that I don't know, and the strength to know when I need to know what I need to know. Yeah. So I don't know the alcoholic prayer. Please forgive me for that. But
no, that's a serenity prayer. We got you. We got you. We know what you mean. Yes.
I say that use it in life, period. It's like, good Lord, and there's one thing, and I have to say this beautiful props to the sister too. Sisters, know what your trades are, what your skills are. Know who you are. When you start knowing who you are, you can fall off, but you won't fall down and stay down. You'll get back up.
Yes.
Look, like your sister says, she parlayed her skills in doing this and doing that. And in the back of her brain, she goes, I know I'm worth this. And then some. So, right on. I appreciate you, sister. I just wanted to stop
thank you. Y'all see his channel name. Y'all support this brother. Thank you. This is my first time having you up. The Seattle Black Veteran. Tell us more about your channel. So you help veterans?
Oh yes, get that super chat up real quick, so because I'm slower, I'm moving everything around. Yeah, this is a Seattle Black Veteran page. I am 100% total and permanent disabled Black veteran. That means that I'm covered for a lot of things in my life, and that's two things: it's medications and hospital bills. I don't have to pay for any of that for the rest of my life or dental. Wow. Okay, so if you are a Black veteran or a veteran who has a certain percentage, or you just got out of the military. just log into my page. We're going to chop it up. We're going to talk about all that. And I want to answer your questions. I am not an attorney and I will not give you legal advice, but I will tell you what my walk's been through. And I deal with these guys for 35 years. So thank you,
Awesome.
Suzette. God bless you, two
Thank
beautiful
you.
sisters.
Thank you
Love
so
you.
much for coming out. Y'all big up the Seattle Black
Happy New Year's.
veteran. Woo, woo, woo. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. You're welcome anytime.
Thank
Hope
you,
to
dear
see
heart.
you again.
Yes, ma'am.
Fantastic. So
Yeah.
Take
again,
care.
nuggets of wisdom from our audience. I love it. I love it. I love it. We're all kind of, it's just an exchange, y'all. We don't have all the answers, but we hear, we know, we're reminded from each other, you know, what we're capable of. So thank you again, Seattle Black veteran, for
Thank you,
coming off. I
beautiful.
hope to see
Thank
you
you,
again,
sisters.
Air.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right,
Take
bless
care.
you. We have
Bye-bye
another
now.
person, David Hunt. Woo! Okay, y'all, we're cooking with hot grease.
Seattle started it.
Okay, Seattle Black veteran. Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and drop you down. Y'all, I just dropped the link. Well, I was saying we was gonna wrap up because y'all act like y'all didn't want to come. But I don't think it's that. I think sometimes people are at work, people are
Yeah.
multitasking. I get it. You don't want to be on camera, all that good stuff. I see a bot. Go ahead and block that RM or Gaston's World anytime that you see that. All right, David, hold on one second. Bringing you up now. How are you?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me okay?
Yes,
Awesome.
welcome. Nice to
Yes, indeed.
see you. Tell us how you first of all, tell us who you are and where you're from. And do you have a channel
I
for that? Mm-hmm.
yeah, my name is David Hunt. I am a content creator. If you look for my name, David Hunt, just like it is on the screen, you will find me on YouTube. And I do morning meditation piano music. You know, it's a channel dedicated for adults who are busy and they just want some quiet time, some quiet space. That's what we do. We have actually created the MLB crew, which is the Make Life Better crew. It's not Major League Baseball, but we use our
Okay.
hands, our voice, and our heart to make life better for
So
someone
meditation
else.
music in the morning?
Yeah, at
What time you
it's
do this?
6 o'clock in the morning,
Eastern?
Eastern time. Yeah,
I be sleep.
she's
Hold
like,
on.
that's early. She's like, that's super
I
early.
get to working out between 6:30 and 7. So I'm not
Yeah,
sure I'll make it live, but
yeah,
I'll
no,
definitely
that's
check you
fine.
out. I
Don't
might
don't.
be already subscribed. If not, I will be subscribing. I love
Yeah.
that. So you pray
So
or you just let the music do its thing?
we let our music do its thing, and I may say something uplifting,
Mm-hmm.
because that's part of using my hands to play the piano and using my voice to
Wow.
encourage and advocate
I
um
love it. They
for
feeling you in the
people.
chat. Yes. Thank you, sis
Yeah.
Simon Hector with the
So
with the hand
this I
clap.
had to come up because, like, hey, nobody gonna get on. Okay, so
Thank
let
you.
me make
Feeling
sure I
sorry for us.
blur
They're like,
my office a little.
thank you. What you
You're
think
welcome.
about what you heard today, and what are your some of your reactions?
It's very powerful, and I think a lot of times we don't take the time to evaluate for ourselves where we are. So
Mhm.
that's one of the things that I took away from the conversation is you have to know yourself. And part of knowing yourself is getting help, getting the therapy and doing that stuff. So it's something that's on my docket list for 2022, is
Mm.
because I know there are things that I can do better.
Mm.
And so getting therapy and getting help is like, David, you really should focus on this one thing over here or that.
Yeah.
And that's important. So thank you for sharing
Can I
that.
ask? Can I? I have to have a little bit of inquisitiveness with
Sure.
my guests here. I know we're speaking from a lady's perspective, so when I have a gentleman who may be open, I want to ask you, could you relate to what we were talking to? Do you have any insecurity or deficits in confidence that you were going to be working towards? Or maybe in the past? I'm not going to get in your business if you don't feel comfortable talking about it. But I'm curious
You
because I
are a
always,
lawyer by
yes,
trade.
I'm like,
So
as a lawyer, no, I just want to, I'm always curious because I want to know people can relate. And again, I do these shows for everyone, but I
yeah.
know most of the time it's helping me too. So I was wondering, from your perspective, from a male perspective, did it resonate with you? And can you relate? And if so, how?
Yeah, it resonated. I mean, I didn't hear the whole
Oh, no
conversation.
problem.
So I think when I came in, you were talking about the book cover and what you
Oh.
did.
Okay. You got a good amount of it then. Yes, good. Yeah.
So I'll go back and listen to it because I
I
like
put
to
you on
get
the spot, David. I'm sorry. But
no, but
do you,
in just thinking about myself, I only started my YouTube channel last year, and so finding I didn't think that I had anything to share. So one thing I knew how to do was play the piano and sing. So that's what I did, and there are days that I really don't. I, it's like you feel really the imposter syndrome. They that's one thing they talk about. But I just recently started listening to Miles Monroe, one of the creators that I follow,
Mhm.
Diana Gladney. She said she puts that on in the morning is the first thing. Miles Monroe and the 10 principles of life, and that has really helped me to be like, you know what, I have a story and I can tell it and I can share it, and just being with the MLB crew, my crew in the morning, has helped me because now I have to focus on utilizing my hands, utilizing my voice and my heart, which is fueled by the love of
Mhm.
God.
Jesus.
So
I like
Man,
it.
man, let me
really
get back on the
been
screen.
the
We can't
thing
even
that
press the
has
button.
helped it come true.
Mm,
That's
I'm so
good.
happy to hear that.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear that because there are people who are going to not be able to say what you said out loud, and thank you for saying it out loud,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and be able to completely relate to that feeling again. Who will listen to me?
Wow.
What do I have that people want to listen to? You
Yeah.
know, I'm not that special, if you will. Not that you felt that way. I'm just saying, I don't
Mhm.
know.
Mhm.
But people
You're
feel
right.
that. People feel that on in mass. I wonder if this is just a thing of Western culture. I don't know. I'm curious. Like, do people in other parts of the world feel this same
Yeah, no.
sense
So, well,
of?
I came to the U.S. As an immigrant from Trinidad. So I'm from
Hmm,
Trinidad.
yay.
So a lot of your story I could relate to, having parents who were and they value education and making sure you got your stuff, and so yes, so no, I have master's degree. I mean, I do have things to share, but just that little voice in your head, the doubt comes in and steps in and just like try to block you. So
Yep.
you
Do it
know,
afraid, my friend. That's what we got to work on. And
yeah.
I, the point you just made, and I'm saying again to my audience, not again as a this is what you need to do. I'm gonna do it. Starting with my 2021, what you say, well, first thing you put on in the morning,
Yep.
or last thing you listen to at night. Imagine how powerful of human beings we would be if for like the next 6 months. See what happened with Candra. She had no choice. Her life, quote unquote, was falling apart. I'm just saying
Yeah.
it like that's this. I don't mean nothing by it, but I'm
Yeah,
just saying.
no, I got you. I got you.
So,
I got you.
when your life falling apart, you can't do nothing but try to find ways to edify your mind and your heart and
Hmm.
your soul and your
Don't have
spirit.
no choice.
Yeah.
So what if we try to do that? Help me, God, in a season where it wasn't a necessity. We weren't forced to.
Yeah.
If we
Yeah.
started getting in our mind and whether you believe in like the psycho-cybernetics and some of these things and programming the subconscious, what if we were constantly listening to words of faith
Mm-hmm.
or a faith
Yep.
building? Who would we be in 3 months? Who would we be in 6 months? Help me, oh God, to start. I keep saying I'm gonna implement. I do it, but not as often. Like you said, morning, noon, and night. Kendra was
Yeah.
on her. Like, give me a word, God. Give me a word. Give me a word. But I'm
Yeah.
sure what you do, David, is also setting the tone for that through
Right.
music, through your gift.
Yeah.
And there are people, trust me, you're going to reach. This platform is amazing. That's what I realized with this YouTube right here. We think
Yes.
it's small. I don't know. Are people going to find me? Is the algorithm going to let people find me? Is really the
Yeah.
question.
Really,
And
that's
it's
what
just
it is. Yeah.
like, okay, God, could I make a living out of it? Could I really make a living out of it? Could I really do it? Like, but you just got to do it. Help me, oh God, just to stay consistent. Just to stay
Always.
consistent. Be in the game. Be ready. And that suddenly is not a suddenly ever. It is and it isn't. Because most times when you've been laying the groundwork, all of a sudden it seems like suddenly hits you.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
it can be in its own self, by itself, a standalone. But most times it is also a kind of like a building up to. But
One
go
of
ahead.
the things that recently, just
Okay,
real
go
quick,
ahead, David, then Kendra.
there's a book called Called to Create
Yes.
that I started reading, and in it we have a God who created us in his image. But what did he do? What's the first thing he did? He created. God is the ultimate creator. And
That's the
as
word.
me, as a content creator, I am just following in his image. What you're doing with this platform, Suzette, changing lives and helping people be better.
We just doing it there. Oh my gosh, y'all bringing up all the old sermons that I used to be like I could recite. I had that same pastor do it. You can't believe this about doing what your father does, which is create. If we're made in his image,
Yep.
and to do even greater. No, don't even start, David. I can't. Love you, David.
Love
Thank
you
you.
too. Thank you so much.
Appreciate your support. Y'all go. Hold on. Let me go show his.
I wanted to say one thing to him.
Yes, go ahead, Kendra. Go ahead.
When you were telling him to, the algorithm, I just thought about this. Like, just keep planting the seed. I don't care if one person shows up, two people, just keep planting, because we can't receive a harvest if we don't plant anything. And that doesn't just mean money. So keep planting, and then suddenly you're going to look around like, wait a minute, last year I said, because you planted the seed. It takes time for a plant to grow.
And I receive it.
Gotta water
David,
it.
love you. Thank you
All
for your
right.
support. Appreciate you. Oh, we got Gas's word. Okay, he'll be the last one. The back is closed. Now y'all want to come up. Back is closed. Thank you. Appreciate you, David. God bless you and continue success. Y'all go subscribe to David Hunt and get some of that meditation. I'll be looking out for it. Thank you, David.
Okay, take
Respect.
care.
All right, big up yourself. Thank you. All right, we got Gas's girl. All right, this is a great way to end it. This is my guy. Gasson, come on up. Come on up. Come on up. How you doing?
I'm all right. How's it going?
Whew, I'm full in a good way.
Yeah, this has been an interesting stream, to say the least. So good to see you. Nice to meet you, Miss Ward. How are you?
You too. Hi.
All right. But I just wanted to say, that I think it was.
First of all, check him out, y'all. Let's see.
He's sharp too.
I can't give you the small screen. I can't give you the small screen.
He's sharp too. Go ahead.
Sharp. Look at the coordination. The coordination.
Please stop.
I love you.
Look, you got lead attorney in the chat. Look, you can't do that.
No, what's up, Lee?
But
what's up, Lee? Good to see you. Go ahead. Sorry, Gaston. Sorry. Go ahead. Say
No,
what you
it's
want to
okay.
say. How do you feel about today's stream, and what are your thoughts?
I just think it was an excellent stream. I appreciate Miss Ward's transparency with how she shared her story and her experiences. And I think that that's what it's going to take really for us to heal as a community, is for people to say what they've been through, say their experiences, say their rationalizations for their failures and their successes, right? For all the choices that we make. Why did we make those choices, and what did we think the outcome was going to be versus what the outcome actually was? Because that's the only way we can teach one another. That's the only way we can learn from each other and kind of understand, who we're in a community with. Because I think so often we don't know who we're sitting next to. I'll just say on the bus, but who we're sitting next to on this ride that we call life. And
Absolutely.
So I think it's absolutely important.
Now I'm gonna get in your business. Ready? You're on my platform because I like to do this. Thank you. Thanks, Gaston. Okay. Let's talk about the subject matter and apply it in any way you feel comfortable. Do you feel there are insecurities that you want to leave behind in 2021?
Absolutely.
If so, could you enlighten us on where you will try to implement that, or an area of your life you're going to work on when it comes to this? Because all of us are going to have an insecurity or two. So where would this hopefully, again, I like hearing from the guys, apply for you?
So what insecurities I have that I'm going to leave behind in 2021, mostly with this content creation. These messages that we're trying to share with one another, a lot of times they may feel like they're falling on deaf ears, but the fact that you shared the message is the biggest part, because if someone doesn't hear the message today, tomorrow, or even a year from now, you shared the message. And so I think it's absolutely important to get it out. And so with creating these videos, creating this content, regardless of what I perceive people's reception to be, I'm going to do it anyway. And so I think that what we can take a lot from Miss Ward is that don't beat yourself up and think that you won't be an accomplishment or a success because of the insecurities that you may have. So I think this was an excellent stream to teach us all that. And, that's what I'll be doing.
I feel you, Gaston. Gaston say he going to keep making that content. We don't care who watch. I'm telling you, this thing, y'all think YouTube is easy. It plays with your mind, just like any other new venture. But this particularly, because you have this is an intimate platform. And people can talk right back to you. It's not like for me TV where you forget that there's somebody behind that camera. This is like in your face with the chat and with the love and support. Go ahead, Gaston.
I was gonna say, just like Lee says, there was a time where there was nobody in the chat, and look at the growth that his channels had over a year. The difference a year can make, right?
Absolutely.
As long as you're consistent, right? You be consistent and you just continue to put all into it, right? Continue to put all that you have into it. It's definitely a value, not just to yourself, but to your community as well. So Thank you so much today, Ms. Ward. I appreciate the message.
Thank you, Gaston. One of the best moderators and content creators. Y'all see him right there. Let's get his channel. Go over there and follow him. Let's get him up to monetization. That's what we want for all of those of us who have been a part of the Lead Attorneys YouTube Elementary. That's how I met all these wonderful people, Kendra. I have so many now brothers and sisters in the YouTube fight where we're bringing particularly Black voices to this space. And we have a lot of different ideas, a lot of different energy. And we have been getting kind of a blueprint from the lead attorney. That's who that is. I know you're like, who is this lead attorney?
I know, right?
He's our big brother on these YouTube streets. That's why I was like, let me stop and make sure I see him. But he's teaching us the game, really. And if y'all are interested in doing a YouTube channel, go and check him out because we're a part of his Patreon. And he's kind of giving us and enlightening us about YouTube in specific. So Gaston, big up yourself, keeping it edgy with his, if you like edgy topics from a man's perspective on dating, relationships, current events, things like this, Gaston's World got something to say. Y'all big up my friend and moderator extraordinary, Mr. Gaston's World. I'm going to give you the last word, Kendra. Thank you, Gaston.
Thank you. Y'all have a good day.
Coming up, you too, darling. And all the best and success for 22 for my brother Gaston's World. All right. Final thoughts. We thank you for being here first and foremost. You are fantastic.
Thank you.
First and foremost. Let me just say that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I can't even go. I want to say so much. There's so many ideas and thoughts. Okay. So I'm just going to give you the last word again. No more insecurity. Y'all think about where you lack the most confidence and attack it.
Yes.
The places where we are feeling the worst is like the as he said, it's like that sweet spot where we're supposed to be helping people. And whether it's a YouTube, whether it's in the family structure, whether it's a business, whatever it is, you guys fill in the blank, the thing that you feel the least confidence in accomplishing or going after, we're going to have to give it the attention it needs. Start listening. Imagine again how much more confident you would be if you started listening to edifying material, reading edifying material each and every day. So we're going to start there. Guess what's another option? My Patreon. You're welcome. Y'all know the Patreon is live. Started this month. Coming in strong with some new topics next month. And I'm going to do one final for this year on goal setting when it comes to, again, I'm going to piggyback off of this actually and do some more reaction to this. The leaving behind and starting anew. What we want and what we got to let go. We're going to talk a little bit more about that. To my Patreon members, I love y'all. And I thank y'all, everybody who started out that first month. I think it's like 6 or 7. Thank you to all my Patreon members and those who are waiting to January 1 so you don't get the double billing. I appreciate you very much. The first of the month. Yeah, I know. I see you coming. Thank you again to the sponsor of this stream, Red Pill. Hold on. Let me just make sure if nobody else beat him. Or let me just make sure before I say that. Not the worst. You got to make sure you say the right people. But thank you to the Red Pill for being the $50 sponsor of the stream. Y'all see the Patreon right there. Support. We're trying to do this for a living, y'all. I don't know if y'all know that, but yes, I'm an attorney. Yes, that can be very stressful. And we want to make sure Red Pill hustle. for a fantastic show. $50 sponsor of the stream. Big up yourself.
Wow.
Small machine soon come. Let me do the little reggae. For
That's
Red Hill
awesome.
Hustle, showing the South Florida style, love and true honor and respect. Thank you for sponsoring today's stream and for building my YouTube dreams. Thank you very much. But I'm going to turn it over to our special guest. You see her name. I'm going to drop all her links so you'll be able to find her. She's a coach. She's an author coach. Again, for all these feelings that we've been talking about, the insecurity. I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think nobody want to hear my story. I don't know if somebody gonna come on my stream. I'm gonna be on my stream by myself. For all that feeling of, just lack of confidence, we've got to address it so we can move ahead stronger in 2022. What would you like to leave our folks with? And I've enjoyed our conversation today, my darling. What can they take with them Friday and Saturday and start doing, or however you want to cap us off?
I know this sounds cliche, but just be you. I remember really quickly, not to take too much time. I remember back home in my church in Philadelphia. And this is before I started speaking on stages and speaking in classrooms and things of that nature, right? So I always had a voice. I will always speak to people, one-on-one, and which I still do. But anyway, so I went to my pastor and I said, I think one day I'm going to be speaking. And I said, what's the secret? He said, just be yourself. Because, you think you have to be politically correct and eloquent. And I'm from Philly, so I talk a little hood, and I say this and that, and we say John and all that stuff. And then I can be professional too. So I kind of mix it all up in there. But when I started learning how to be myself, that's when the confidence started coming. Like when I go on a stage, it's game over. Like I'm me, I'm in my zone. I have great, retention, all that good stuff. So just be yourself. When that lack of confidence comes, you know what I do? Because I still get it. I face it head on. I say, you know what? I'm in the middle. I can either go back and suck my thumb and hide in the corner and say, devil, you won. Or I could say, you know what? We just going to get tunnel vision and we going to fight through all the noise so we can get to the destination. So that's the main thing that I would say. Opposition is going to come. Nothing comes easy. Like some things come easy, but if you're really going after something, you're going to have opposition. That's just life. So I think the little oppositions that we go through gets a build up to the big oppositions that's going to come. So when the big oppositions come, it's like, oh, I'm good. I went through that back there. I might shed a little tear for about a day or two, but let's keep this thing moving. So that's what I would say. Just let 2022 be that year that you just go forward. Don't look what anybody else is doing. Instagram can be a big smoke screen. Social media, they can be standing behind this Benz and that and this house and that, and half of the time it might not even be theirs. That's not our concern. You just go for what you need to go for. And last thing, find what your purpose is. I'm so big about purpose. God did not create us just to work and just eat Cheerios every day and feed our kids and go to sleep and start the repetitious cycle. We're here to change somebody's life. So if you don't know what your purpose is, get on a hunt to go for your purpose. It's probably that thing that you do that you don't even have to get paid for. It's probably that thing that you can do with your eyes closed, and that thing that you're probably calling a hobby, and that thing that you're doing that makes your baby leap. More than likely, you're operating in your purpose. See how you can monetize it. See how you can help others with it, and just enjoy your life. That's pretty much that.
Word. That's all we needed, guys. Thank you. I am so refreshed. I hope you guys are too. I don't know if y'all be feeling how I be feeling after the streams, but the purpose is to, again, ignite you. There's so much you just said. I'm going to leave it right there. Y'all get to the purpose, get to that thing that gives you, that joy, that hobby. Once you get to that, the vehicle for how to use that will come. But some of us are still working on that. We're going to deal with it, y'all. We're going to deal with it. I appreciate my guest. Y'all see her name one more time for the most enlightening way to finish 2021. And you're welcome. All y'all, thank y'all first and foremost to my patrons and my Patreon. Thank you to the viewers. Y'all hit the like button. And thank you most of all to this special woman right here, coach and author coach, Candra Ward. Y'all see her. Her information will be in the description. Love you, sis. Thank you.
I love you too.
I appreciate you.
One last thing.
No, of course. Go ahead.
On the confidence thing, well, me and my 8-year-old, it was 7 when it started. we started a business together. It's a grooming line for boys. It's called the Gabriel Ian brand. So it's building confidence in young boys. And again, I'm not trying to promote, but I just want to share with you, honestly.
It's okay. Go. Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
because I just want to share with you the confidence that we're building. So we have a group called the Dapper Gents, where all kind of boys are a part of it. It's a hairline, a skin line. We're bringing merch to it, and we have children's books and affirmation cards and scripture cards. I wish I had one on me to show you, but we have scripture cards and affirmation cards for the moms, dads, and boys, all about building confidence. We are all around South Florida doing vending events and everything. So I just wanted to share that. If you have any little boys that need their confidence built and want to be a part, you can find me on social media.
I love it. Just like, yes, RM's like, I love that. Fantastic. You got to send me all these links, honey.
I will.
Send me all these links. I'm going to put them all in the description so people can find you. What you're doing is amazing. Just amazing work. Thank you. Y'all, she lives this. No. It's not about just teaching it. She lives this. So we're always going to have something we struggle with. This is just a part of being, human. It's human nature. But it's good to, be reminded of what we can do about it and how we can kind of change our patterns in order to re-empower ourselves. Sometimes we feel disempowered, but we can, regain that sense of empowerment about who we are and what we are capable of doing. I love y'all so much. What's the website? They want to know the website right now. What's the website, please?
Oh, the Gabriel Ian brand. But on Instagram, you can go to Gabriel Ian Grooming, right?
Let me just put it in with an I.
Ian.
Gabriel.
I-A-N.
Let me just look at it. Let me just type it in the chat real quick. The Gabriel IAN brand.
Yes, grooming. Yeah, the Gabriel Ian brand is a website, and the Instagram, it's easier probably to do Instagram. Gabriel Ian Grooming is the Instagram page. But the website is www.thegabrielianbrand.
All right, at least type that in the chat. And guys, look out in the description. I'll go back, give me a little, and we'll add all her stuff. The GabrielIanBrand.com. You'll see it right there in the chat. We want to support you. Yay, with your son and giving young boys confidence. That's what's up. That's what's up. Thank you for all of your expertise, life wisdom, and knowledge, all the ways in which you have just edified us. And you're welcome at any time. I hope to see you back in 2022, for real. And I'm grateful to have connected with you. This, guys, is our first time ever talking. So, and this is a beautiful space to do it
I
in.
love it. Thank you.
This conversation was right on time. I don't know how y'all felt, but it was right on time for me. Confidence, we saying it in 2022 from now. Confidence is what we say. Confidence is what we want. Making sure we're not stuck, insecure, feeling like a sense of lack. This is what we're about. So if you didn't catch it from the beginning, go back and watch us. Yes. And I want to thank y'all for being here. My audience, I love you. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, and we'll see y'all very soon. All right. This is I'm sorry. Let me pop it up. The GabrielIanBrand.com. I love it. All right. Lots of love to you, Candra. Lots of love to y'all. So Happy New Year when it comes, and can't wait to do it again. God bless y'all. I'll see you very soon. And check out my Patreon. Okay, bye, guys. Take care. Love y'all. And Happy New Year.